Palos. If we take a quick look at the lineup here, Ethan Palos will lead things off running out. Takioda is batting second, the designated hitter. Lucas Bateman is batting third. Christian Ortega is at third base tonight. Cassidy Watt is first. Andrew Savage, the catcher, who coming in been like gangbusters. Jeremy Vayu is in the left field. Brody Black and Lucas Lefebvre is the shortstop tonight in the 9 spot.
And Owen Boone opens up the night with a strike. And that is not unusual for Mr. Friday Night.
No, it isn't. But he's missed the last couple of Fridays because he's pitched on Thursdays or Wednesdays or whenever else he was needed.
Yeah, the IBL can't keep doing that to us.
No.
He's got the name for a reason. He's inherited the name now from Brett Lawson, and he must continue to pitch on Friday nights.
Yep.
1-1 the count. As Boone will wind and deliver that one low. It'll run 2-1 to Palos. Palos enters the night hitting .313 on the season. This is a Brantford team that put up 25 runs the other night against the Chatham-Kent Barnstormers.
That they did. It just kept scoring in bunches. Pretty much everybody was hitting the baseball.
This is
with
the
a lot
core
of
and the heartbeat of downtown LA.
First
Today,
the only inning they didn't score any runs was the third inning.
Food adventure.
But they just continued to pound the strike zone, continued to hit the baseballs through the infield, and a lot over the fence as well.
2-2 is the count.
And of course, then they came back down to earth yesterday against the Welland Jackfish, which happens a lot.
That is not unusual. And Owen Boone gets Palos staring at it. His first strikeout of the ball game. That'll bring up Rene Takioda. As Takioka will step in against Boone, who is off to a really strong start once again.
That he is.
And Neil, you've talked about it before, how much he's broken your heart in the past. But Owen Boone has been exactly what the Hamilton Cardinals needed.
Exactly. He has definitely done that and then some. Pretty much been Mr. Reliable for these guys night in and night out.
As he gets Takioka to hammer it foul. 2.05 ERA, 6 starts, 35 innings pitched. But this is the big one. 49 strikeouts to 12 walks. Well, 50 now.
Yeah.
And
surprisingly, that puts him third in the league as far as strikeouts goes. Yeah, there's some guy named Frank Garces. They decided to throw 11 here on Sunday. I think he was counting out how many he had, so he had a bit of a cushion here.
That guy's pretty good.
Yeah, he is. Player of the month as well, so yeah,
Takioka up the elevator shaft and into shallow center. Duncan's underneath, and the world's largest center fielder will make it 2 away.
Yep. Got to bring up Lucas Bateman, the second baseman.
And while we got a chance, let's take a look at the defensive alignment for the Hamilton Cardinals tonight. It begins in the outfield, where you'll see Tyler Duncan in center. Carlos Dominguez is in right. Yoki Pena is in left. To the infield, Tanner Rempel at first. Tommy Reyes Cruz at second. Brandon Nickel at short. Jonathan Salazzo over at third. And Owen Boone starting with Luis Bernardo catching.
Exactly. Second time they've been working together. Of course, they worked last Wednesday night in Toronto. Albeit it was a very shortened start for Boone. We had a pretty big lead by the 5th inning, so he went to 5, and that was about it.
Yeah, not exactly a 5 and dive, but no. Owen Boone just wasn't needed for as much as he's been accustomed to. As Bateman stands in, comes into the ballgame hitting .282 on the season. And Boone's going to run the count to 3-0. Not given the outside edge.
Of course, the umpires tonight, Trevor Bertrand behind the plate, Kyle Warner at first, and Scott Costello, the crew chief, is at third.
And going to take the walk is Bateman.
Bateman is showing extreme patience against Boone here. Going to bring up Christian Ortega, the third baseman tonight.
Couldn't get him to bite on anything. Ortega comes in hitting .357.
Leads the All-Star vote for first base in the Inter Division.
Although, oddly enough, tonight not playing first base.
Oh, once in a while you get the night off. Plus, it gives Cassidy Watt a chance to not stoop behind the plate all night.
That's exactly the reason. Ortega over to third for the evening. And Boone's going to open him up with a strike. Speaking of pitches, our first pitch tonight, it was supposed to be my good friend, Brett Michael David, BMD, the current alpha male champion. He was set to throw the ceremonial pitch. Shane Saber came running out of left field somewhere and speared him on the mound.
It's got to be a record as far as the long distance travel to deliver a spear.
Disturbing act by Shane Saber. I didn't even know he was here tonight. Comes from Toronto. I thought he'd be here for a Maple Leafs game, not a Brantford game.
Well, the title does draw them out, that's for sure.
Well, that's for sure. And Mark Wheeler here tonight as well. 2-1 the count. As Boone has the look in. It is great to see Luis Bernardo in behind home plate once again.
That it is.
May not have been exactly how the Cardinals drew it up, but Bernardo he really is their best option back there.
Well, and the Cardinals were looking for another catcher at some point down the road too, just because if Vittini was in the mix still, as far as not, or just they always need another catcher. Because catchers do get injured. You do have spans of 3 and 5 games in a week sometimes that you can't. It's a lot of toll. You got to spread it out, and that's a huge lead over at first.
It's not going to matter as Ortega swings through, and it's 2 Ks in the first inning for Owen Boone.
That had a lot of zip behind it, that's for sure. Boone gets the second punch out of the inning.
That made an impact in the glove of Luis Bernardo. Neil, we look at the Hamilton Cardinals bench. It's a tight-knit group that just hasn't found the it factor just yet. 9 and 10 coming in, but very, very easily they could be in the upper echelon of the IBL when you look at games that have just kind of gotten away from them.
Well, exactly. It's just as you watch the punch out in slow motion here one more time, you can just see the dust coming off Bernardo's gloves. That's definitely had some mustard behind that one. But yeah, there's been nights in and nights out where it's just like, they start off on the wrong foot and the bats start off cold and it's like hard to catch up. They make rallies and everything else, but this team is due for a run.
Yes.
It's just clearly due for a run. And then it's let's win 2 out of 3 thing. We need to go for a good run here. We need to put up like 8 and 9 in a row here and start distancing ourselves up. As Jeremiah Sucre will take the hill here.
And he has had some fun in this ballpark. He has got a blank on the board against the Cardinals.
Got a lot of blanks against some really good teams in the last 2 years. Guelph Royals, he shut them out last year on Canada Day. He did it to the Cardinals. He's been a mainstay for this lineup. Definitely the guy they can lean on here. His numbers right now don't look the greatest, but right now it's like his ERA is 8.48. He's only pitched 11 2/3 innings pitched, and 4 strikeouts. But as he gets accustomed through here and gets a chance to get his feet underneath him again, I think he's going to definitely be a big piece of this for these Red Sox going forward the rest of the season.
And like Owen Boone, not a pitcher who gets paid by the hour.
Nope.
As we get a chance, we'll take a look at the batting order tonight for the Hamilton Cardinals, and you can see why, Neil, you certainly believe that this team is due for a run. There's a whole lot of talent in that group.
No question is. Yoki Penny will lead things off in left field. Nika Kakato is the DH tonight. He's batting second. Brendan Nickel is shortstop, is third. Dominguez fourth. Tyler Duncan's in the 5 spot. Bernardo right behind him in the 6th. Salazzo in the 7th, the conductor. Tanner Ripple back in the lineup, his 3rd game in. Is at first base, and Tommy Reyes Cruz at second base. Just a very solid lineup here to face Jeremiah Sucre this evening.
Yoki Pena hitting .290 on the season. Nico Kakatos, the rookie, well, so is Yoki Pena, but Kakatos hitting .327. Leads the Cardinals in batting average, but don't look now. Over the last couple of weeks, Tyler Duncan's gone from hitting .233 to .282.
Yeah. Well, he's just one of those guys. He starts off slow, just like the weather, and when it gets heating up, up goes the average, up go the numbers.
Pena hammering that one on the ground, foul, 0-2 to start out against Sucre. And that's what you're saying about Jeremiah Sucre. He doesn't give a whole lot of time to waste.
No, he does not. Once he gets in his rhythm, it's very hard to get him out of it.
Up the side from Savage. Pena again on the ground, and he'll send that one foul. Count stays 0-2. You're seeing the numbers start to come up across the board. Jonathan Salazzo's creeping towards that 250 mark. Carlos Dominguez, he's hitting 250 since arriving.
Yep.
Luis Bernardo stepped back in hitting 222, but with power. As Pena sends it high, falling in shallow center, but going to be time there for Ethan Palos to be underneath it, one away.
Just hung up in the air a little too long for Pena, and Palos was able to camp underneath it. F8 goes your putout, and there's one away here in the home half of the first inning, and Nico Kakato's coming to the plate.
Talked in the preseason about how are the Cardinals going to work the lineup with as much talent as they have, and Kakato's tonight DHing. We've seen him at second. We've seen him over at short briefly. We've seen him at first, and we've seen him in the outfield.
Oh, exactly. The Swiss Army knife continues.
Now, second and short appear pretty locked in when you look at Tommy Reyes Cruz and Brandon Nickel involved.
Of course, in the night Tommy Reyes Cruz is not here, you got Jaden Brown out at second base or at shortstop, depending on what suits your fancy.
As Kakatos rips this one down the line. Fair to the left field wall. Kakatos rounds first. On his horse for second. He'll dive in with the double.
Punched it down the left field line and stayed fair in the corner here. And the Cardinals have got life going here with a one-out double.
Shortstop number 32, Brandon Nickel.
And that brings in the Southern Arkansas superstar, Brandon Nickel.
This guy can play. Like when you're interviewing other teams' shortstops and second basemen, and they're stopping to talk about him, that just tells you something.
Yeah, he has arrived on the scene defensively brilliant, hitting 287 in his first run in the IBL. And remember, he arrived late, too.
Yep.
Did not have a real run up to his first IBL season. Said, yeah, it's fine. I don't need it.
Takes that one inside. Some oohs and ahs in the crowd.
And notice he didn't even bother to step out of the way. He just stood right in case.
Just going, yeah, okay, if it's going to hit me, it's going to hit me. If not, I'm going to I'll get another pitch and get a chance. And, of course, the great crowd here on hand on getting on a Friday night at Bernie Arbor.
Nickel looked at it, and it's a ball. 2-0.
Looked like it sailed a little too far outside. Even the catcher couldn't pull that one back in.
Savage did his best. Had me a bit there. I was kind of expecting to see it rung up on the frame. Sucre delivers. Oh, got Nickel turning on that one. Just pulled the string on him. If he had made contact, he might have hit that back to Arkansas.
I think so.
Almost made himself a permanent fixture of that left side batter's box. That one sails in high, 3-1 to Nickel. The speedster on behind them, Carlos Dominguez. It's like the road runner. Don't blink, he'll be gone.
Yep.
Sucre with a look back. Delivers, and Nichols worked the walk. So 2 on with 1 away for the impressive Carlos Dominguez, who has been a little bit of everywhere since arriving, Neil. We've seen him make some impressive plays in the outfield. He's all over the base path, and he can really hammer the ball.
That he can. The defense stays where it is right now. He's got a huge hole in that right side. And even on the left here, too.
Yeah, there's a couple spots. If he puts it on the ground, Kakatos and Nickel are off to the races. And with his foot speed, he'll be right behind him. Sucre pulled the string on Dominguez like he did earlier to Nickel. Just got him way out front of it.
Yep.
Some really impressive deception in Sucre's delivery.
Yeah, we saw it firsthand last year a couple times there.
Yes, we did. Sucre delivers, and he starts Dominguez off 0-2.
Now Dominguez has got to do his job here, get a piece of anything close and just protect the plate.
Little bit surprised that Dominguez didn't maybe look at a bunt.
Especially with the third baseman way back behind the base.
Never mind.
That'll work.
He'll put that in play to center field. Kikatos is going to have the brakes put on. And it's bases loaded for Rocky Mountain Thunder.
I missed you saying that way.
Center fielder number 5, Tyler Duncan.
The former MVP, the home run derby king, and the fans are chanting it.
They're chanting again, trying to get him going.
Well, the way he's been playing, again, the last 2 weeks, we're talking about 50 points in his batting average.
Yep. Comes into action now, 20 for 71, 3 home runs, 12 RBIs. So a little bit off the RBI lead or RBI and home run leads, but definitely among the leaders on the team now.
Sucre will deliver, and that one runs low, 1-0. You can pitch around Duncan, but Luis Bernardo and Jonathan Salazzo are the two behind him.
Yep.
So that is to say you can't really pitch around Tyler
you can't
Duncan.
really, but at the same time, it's like maybe you just put him on and concede a run and hope for a double play.
Duncan sends it high. It's not going to carry far enough to the fence, but Kikatos will tag. He's on the run home. It'll be an RBI sac fly for Tyler Duncan.
And if that's the Cardinals, that's a good sign here, scoring at first and scoring that first frame where they've been struggling at times here. They can set the pace now.
Catcher number 14.
So Kikatos comes home, and now Luis Bernardo, who began the season as a coach.
Duncan just got a little too much underneath that one, but get a wood on it anyways and put it in the center field. Palos had to backpedal a little bit. Runner easily to tag from third.
Getting back towards the warning track in the deepest part of the park.
Third deepest park in the league. Behind Welland and London, respectively.
Savage just bought his pitcher a strike right there with an impressive frame.
Let's go, Monchuchos! Let's go!
Luis Bernardo may love the sport of baseball more than anyone I have ever met.
Takes a big swing and miss on that one.
That's the third batter we have seen Jeremiah Sucre really just pull a string on. With Carlos Dominguez the runner at first, anything touching green in the outfield has a chance to score two. As Sucre winds, that one way outside.
Sucre knows he has to bring it back in here into the strike zone to force Bernardo to put it in play somewhere.
Oh, Sucre got Luis looking according to Trevor Bertrand, and Luis was not happy about it.
That he was not, but Sucre does the job, gets out of minimizes the damage to 1 run as the Cardinals lead this one 1-0 here after one on Cable 14.
Oh, brother. Down at field level, Shane Saber is with Emily Thompson. That's the man who took the first pitch away from BMD. As we will, while Shane Saber's talking to the crowd, take a look at the All-Star game coming to this park.
Get ready, Hamilton. It's the 2025 IBL Home Run Derby and All-Star Game. Hosted by the Hamilton Cardinals at beautiful Bernie Arbor Stadium. Watch the league's top sluggers crush moonshots in the Derby. Then see the best of the best go head-to-head under the lights in the All-Star Game. Grab your tickets now at HamiltonCardinals.com or watch it live on Cable 14. Because this summer, the stars shine brightest in Hamilton.
July the 20th right here at Bernie Arbor Stadium, the Home Run Derby and the All-Star Game. Neil, it's going to be a great day for baseball.
I'm looking forward to this. Been looking forward to it since it got announced, and it's getting closer. The All-Star vote is underway. Of course, you have till Monday at 11:59 p.m. Cast those votes for your Cardinals or other players in the league if you choose to do so, but the Cardinals could definitely use your help, and the ballot box fans are behind in a lot of categories, so Go to the IBL.ca, hit the vote/vote. Go vote for your Cardinals using your email address. Go knock on your neighbors. Hey, can we borrow your email address? Go ahead and vote for the Cardinals. Not that I'm condoning that.
They'll take all the votes they can get. You got to believe Owen Boone's going to be a part of the festivities.
Oh, absolutely.
He has been outstanding for this team. And it's the part of the game's in Hamilton. You got to have a bunch of Cardinals in the contingent.
You got to. It was like the same thing as last year. There was a lot of Welland Jackfish on that ballot in that starting lineup. So, you got to represent the hometown here.
Well, the Cardinals did it well in the first inning. Owen Boone dominant in the start of for the top of the first inning. And then in the bottom of one, Tyler Duncan with a sac fly RBI to give the Cardinals the lead. Cassidy Watt, the first baseman, will step in.
He absolutely crushed the baseball in Canada today. I think they're still looking for it in Chatham-Kent.
Yeah, Watt hitting 207, but don't let the number fool you. He gets a hold of a baseball, it will change area codes.
That it will.
And Watt, a really good defensive shortstop as well.
Now misses outside, and the count is 1-1.
And, of course, the catcher's eye at the plate.
Yep. 7 for 82, 207, 3 home runs, 14 RBIs for Watt. So he takes a strike there in the under half, and the count now 1-2.
Well, we get back to both teams not being overly happy with the strike zone, which means it's going both ways.
Yep. See, Bernardo setting way upside here again. Pretty much where that one got called on him, but that was a little too far out by Boone.
Yeah, Boone right away said that one was me.
Yep.
Yeah, got to imagine with Luis Bernardo's experience, he and Owen Boone are going to get along just fine.
I'm sure they will.
Two very experienced
and very students of the game.
Yes. And again, Owen Boone just zips it in there. His third strikeout of the ball game.
He's edging closer to Mr. Garces.
What a battle they're going to have all the way down.
Oh, yeah.
There's still people filing into this ballpark.
That's a great sign for a Friday night here in July.
On a night when the Hamilton Tiger Cats are playing the Toronto Argonauts.
Yep.
Argos with a 7-0 lead.
I got to stay impartial on that one.
I don't.
Ouch.
Oh, Boone ran that one inside, and
Mr. Savage is not going to want to rub that one going down the line.
no. So Savage over to first on the hit by pitch, and he's going to tough it out.
And, you got to tip your cap to Jeff Lounsbury and the staff here at the Red Sox. They had literally 60 days to put this roster together, and they get guys like Andrew Savage, they get guys like Cassidy Watt, Christian Ortega to come in the lineup here, and definitely make them contenders.
They had to find a team,
Yeah.
and they did. Now, again, you consider who is building the team, and with Mr. Lounsbury at the controls,
Yep.
I'm not overly surprised. Very experienced, very intelligent as Jeremy Veilleux steps in and looks at strike one on that outer edge.
Veilleux, again, when he went to Chatham-Kent with another 3-run homer this year, like last year, meant to message him and say, yeah, deja vu over again. But, yes, he seems to go up to Chatham-Kent and get the bat going.
And as you may hear from the fans, Jeremy Veilleux is the beer batters. We've discussed before on these broadcasts. A strikeout is a discount on Sean and Ed beer downstairs.
Yep.
There it is.
There it is. Duffman would be so proud.
Owen Boone gets ahead 1-2.
I can't do the voice, though. I just can't. I can try it, but it's just going to hurt.
I'm not going to try it tonight
No.
with my jaw.
Please do not try that. I don't want to have to get a lecture from not only your wife, but your dentist on top of that.
If the front lower 3 teeth come out across the table, just don't be alarmed.
Yeah, just put them back in and just put them back. There you go. Go back to the hospital.
Put them back in, and I'll figure it out tomorrow.
Yeah.
2-2 the count.
Oh, man. It only took me an inning and a half. Reed's broken.
Oh. Yeah, last Friday night was not nearly this much fun.
For anybody.
Boone struck him out.
Now look at the crowd in the front there. You know what they're getting now.
The fans have gone electric.
I think they'll be willing to share one with Mr. Veilleux in that honor. 4 punch-outs on the contest for Boone.
And when this half inning is over, there's going to be a race down to the concession.
They're already gone. They're already long gone.
Yeah, yep.
They're going now.
Didn't have to tell them twice.
Nope. And you see somebody, a young fan coming up the stands here with, they jumped the line there.
What was that, delivery? Nicely done.
Yeah, there is delivery here now.
That's right, yeah. Cardinals have thought of everything.
They have.
It is just so much fun to see the electricity in this stadium. It's Brody Black looking at an 0-1 count.
Well, you and I have been here in various points when there wasn't so much electricity as Blask gets a hold of this one to left field fairly deep, and that is going to leave the yard.
Wow, Brody Black, a 2-run bomb.
He definitely timed that one out.
He got it, he lifted it, and he took it right on out. As Brody Black will come around and give the Brantford Red Sox a 2-1 lead, as Hilcash Savage coming around as well.
And he will. Just a mistake made by Boone here in the second inning. Gives the Red Sox the 2-1 lead now.
A very rare mistake.
Oh, and apparently we've now got giant pretzels available now as well.
Oh, hey.
As of today, so you know.
Hey.
Are you allowed to have soft pretzels?
Yes, I do.
Somebody get our man here a pretzel.
I do love a pretzel. 0-1 the count to Lefebvre.
Because, you know, we have to, for the nature of the science and the good, like-minded fans at home, we have to test these wares out and, you know.
Is that like when we got the Denninger's delivery, Troy brought us up hot dogs last year?
That's how this works, you know.
Just been told the Ticats have tied that game at 7 as a flare to short. And Owen Boone is having a discussion with Trevor Bertrand, but it seemed to be a very cordial one.
No, I think it was just like, hey, don't let up on that slider. You know, it breaks out late, but it's over the plate, I assure you.
Well, that's one of those things that if Owen Boone tells me that, I tend to believe it.
Yeah. And again, it's not a shot against Bertrand, but this is only the second time he's ever seen Boone.
Right.
So it's like his first night here, it was like, okay. You know, umpires do talk about guys and their pitch locations and everything else, and sometimes they pass on notes, hey, don't give up on this guy's slider. Don't give up on this guy's curveball. You know, don't be surprised it drops 12-6 and it's like right at the edge of the knees all the time.
As Jeremiah Sucre will head back to the hill.
Now with the lead.
Quick change there from Savage as well to get the catcher's gear on. And yes, Sucre now looking at the lead coming back to the mound.
Just got finished celebrating there, and Savage and company coming around the bases. Now we had to get the gear back on.
And the first man he'll face is Jonathan Salazzo.
Not easier to face Salazzo here. I like this WWE stuff tonight.
We're going to have some fun.
Yeah. I'm surprised Salazzo didn't change his walk up to Stone Cold's entrance the other night tonight, though. Because that's his favorite wrestler.
There you go. Well, it would be a great night. BMD's got the alpha male title with him. If Salazzo ended up being Cardinals player of the game and brought the championship belt down, we could have two champions.
Third baseman number 17, John Salazzo.
Well, Salazzo will step in here with an opportunity to start the Cardinals back ahead.
7-8-9 due up in the line at Salazzo, Rempel, and Tommy Reyes Cruz before we switch the order back up to the top. Down by a run now.
It's a pretty good 7-8-9.
Yeah. So now do you eat the pretzel plain or do you put the mustard or whatever it is that comes with it?
No, I just like the pretzel. Maybe a little queso cheese if you get a little dip.
Okay.
But I'm a big pretzel guy. Salazzo will sky that one. Anytime go to a football or baseball game with my dad, there's pretzels. Pretzels.
Yep.
Where's the pretzels?
Mm-hmm.
Some people go for the hot dog. I'm a big fan of the hot dog. With
I used to be a hot dog guy, but not since last year.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Me and hot dogs just don't.
Let's not do that.
No. We just don't communicate the same way we used to now.
That's okay. Well, you can go to the pretzel.
Yeah. Like tonight's dinner was a whole bunch of celery, a whole bunch of peppers, a whole bunch of Cucumbers, just because, again, I wasn't feeling massively hungry. I had a burrito for lunch, so I was just like texting Jenny going, I know you're having pizza, but, just bring me some veggies.
Put the dressing on that at all?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah?
A little bit of ranch.
Oh, yeah. Now you're talking.
But again, I was just like, you know what? It's Friday night. I don't want to be like sitting here and belching on air. So it's just like, I'm sure the fans at home appreciate that.
Absolutely.
They don't need to hear it in stereo because they get going, who's burping beside me? No, it's Neil. Damn.
Sucre wines and deliver. Oh, then there'd be two of us working through something here.
Yeah.
2-2, the count to Salazzo. Oh, that sounds all right. Get the celery, get the peppers.
Yeah, okay.
You gotta have the ranch. Well, as soon as you get the ranch, now you got a meal.
Exactly. Sometimes I make the Caesar dressing instead, but
Oh, I love.
It's been my go-to since last year, so
Caesar salad's my thing. As Salazzo pops that to the shortstop, and Lefebvre makes it one away.
And Tanner Rempel coming to the plate, his third game back since weird injuries, weird illnesses, and it's just great to see him back here.
I was just going to say, call me biased, but it's just not right without Tanner Rempel in the lineup. The man who has made some of the most spectacular plays we have ever seen over at first base.
Yep.
He bends in ways that the human body just should, especially when you're built like a linebacker. As Sucre will wind and deliver. And opens Rempel up with a strike. Both teams, Neil, are going to need to be cognizant that outside edge is there for the pitchers.
Yeah, well, exactly. And I think you're going to see Savage go back out here again because he saw, okay, we got it in the first inning. Why not just keep trying it? See how far we can go with it.
Sucre floated that one high, 1-1.
I'd definitely say the beer batter promotion was rather successful. That's all I see is people coming up with 2 and 3 in their hands right now. So
load up while you can.
Yep.
Savage tried to frame that one, wouldn't go.
But do it responsibly, please.
Oh, absolutely. But that lager shed, that is tasty.
I'll have to keep that in mind.
Sucre winds and delivers, and up the line goes Rempel. And that's what the Cardinals miss when he's not available.
It's a great piece of hitting by Rempel there to take that ball where it was pitched, put it down the line here. And then a pull cue shot, this time to left. Last weekend it was down the right field line.
Well, and you look at Tanner Rempel as a player, and obviously his season has been interrupted, but hitting .263.
Yep.
And when he's in the lineup, very similar to Brandon Nickel, and he had comical stats in college.
Yep.
And he's got that ability to put it to all parts of the field. As Tommy Reyes-Cruz will step in. Originally, Tommy Reyes-Cruz was signed to fill in for a couple injuries. We thought maybe he's going to be around for a short amount of time with the Cardinals this season. No, fixture.
Fixture because we lost our shortstop, and then it was like, okay, now who's going to play second base? And then it's like, okay, Nickel's not back yet. So then Tommy Reyes-Cruz, it was exactly what he does right there. He lines another one up the middle here.
On cue, and it's 2 on with 1 away.
Makes it impossible to keep the Montrealer out of the lineup.
Is he a Habs fan? That could be a problem.
I don't know. I'm going to have to ask.
I don't know if I want to know the answer.
Well, I'm kind of having that love-hate relationship with the Leafs still, so, I'm actually entertaining other offers. Which is kind of, from my standpoint, it's like everything that has a Maple Leaf logo on it is not the other Leafs is in the box right now, so,
Well, I was very excited. The Bruins got James Higgins in the first round last Friday night.
They did.
Which I was watching with my face about twice the size as it normally is.
Yep.
And that was very, very exciting. Then they go to July 1st, and they don't get the impact winger I was waiting for. Mm-hmm. And they get Tanners, and they get a few really good players for the bottom 6, but incomplete. And I don't know what to think right now.
It's still early, but again, you kind of hope these guys, because these Ducks start following the road in place everywhere else, you kind of go, hey, what about us, guys? Like, what are we doing here?
But is it another year with 2 first-round picks in 2026 of retooling, get another potential high-end player, and then go?
But it's the Bruins, you can't sit there on those laurels for that long.
No, you can't. As Yoki Pena sends that one back up the middle. And everybody shuttles around again.
Everybody's hitting tonight, by the sounds of it. His base is loaded again here for Kakatos. who doubled his first time up.
Well, a double in the same spot this time likely clears him.
Because you can't go through what Brendan Shanahan and everybody else went through with the Leafs. You can't address the fan base and say this is going to hurt for the next 3 years.
Well,
just
no.
be patient with it.
And
you're the Boston Bruins. You just won't stand for it.
No, they won't, and they can't because you've got two guys named Pasternak and McAvoy who are in their prime right now.
Well, exactly.
You can't wait too long. But you got Don Sweeney who knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
And I don't want to hear about the 2015 draft anymore.
No, we're done. We're that long.
That was 10 years ago.
10 years. Let's move off of that.
I'm over it, and I'm a Bruins fan. So it's
if Reed Duffy says we're over it, we're over it, folks. Just let's go.
There's a lot of other stuff you can pick on that doesn't involve that draft.
No. Like I wish Mitch all the best in Vegas. I do. I think if anybody needed to change the scenery, it's that guy. Just to get out from underneath the microscope. Everything he did didn't matter what he did on the field, off the ice, anything. It was all analyzed. And
that's what it felt like.
Yeah.
Refresh. Nicholas Waugh, pretty good return, though, if you're in a back-to-the-wall situation. Kakatos flares this into right field. It's not going to be far enough back, but it's likely going to bring around the tying run as the sac fly RBI will score Rempel.
2-2 on the sac fly F9 for Kakatos. And Brandon Nichols will bat here was just 1 away now. Sorry, 2 away. Scoreboard's not up to date yet.
Can Brandon Nickel deliver another RBI to give the Cardinals a lead after walking his first time up?
Yep.
That's a great answer back, too, from the Cardinals after giving up the 2-run home run on a very rare off pitch for Owen Boone.
So what do you make of this discussion that Calgary is talking about moving Kadri back home?
That could be interesting as Nickel flares that one back, and it's going to die out behind the plate to Savage, and there'll be no more in this inning. We'll pick up our conversation after we hear from our friends at Armstrong Bird Food.
Sometimes the littlest things can make the biggest difference. Like nature brightening your day. Bring nature to your backyard with Armstrong Bird Food. Feeding Cardinals since 1986.
Well, welcome back inside Bernie Arbor Stadium on this Friday night. And we've got the kids running the bases. Oh, no, little guy went down.
He's okay. He's trying to get away off to the side here. Emily trying to make her way to him to comfort the poor little lad here, but took a face plant, and yeah, that's not good.
We've got BMD over at second base giving all the kids a high five on the way by, holding the championship gold. You'll see him here momentarily. There he is over at second.
There he is.
And Mark Wheeler's over at first base. And
looks like somebody came right from dance recital.
Hey, why not? Another great run of kids.
There we go.
Up around second is BMD's over there having a chat with Tanner Rempel. That doesn't surprise me.
No. Maybe he's asking how fast these bases come out of the ground here. To use them as a weapon or something. Who knows?
Oh, hey, wait a minute. Shane Saber just tripped somebody.
Oh, no.
What in the world is going on
Dirty
here?
man.
Who invited Shane Saber? Good to see BMD over there helping out the youngster. As Owen Boone getting set as Mark Wheeler takes a run off the field as well. Owen Boone getting set here for the top of the third inning.
And we're back to the top of the order, if I'm not mistaken. Palos, Takiota, and Lucas Bateman do up.
And BMD's actually taking Shane Saber down to the ring in left field. And there's a wrestling match going on in the ring.
Oh, goodness.
Look at that, BMD with a Canuck kick. Wheeler's over there putting the boots to the champ. This three-way matchup is going on, and wait a minute, that's the young fan that that Sabre tripped the fans in the ring with a baseball bat.
Goodness. A little Louisville slugger.
Wheeler and Sabre just bailed out. What is going on around there? As swinging through the pitch is Paulos. Count 1-1 is, well, we got action all over the park.
Well, we do.
Yeah, now 1-2 is, yeah, that young fan who got tripped down is standing with a baseball bat up on the second rope in the ring. As he and BMD are over there, and the kids all, look at the kids all running.
The kids are all
there.
crowded around. They're like, yeah, okay, let's be a part of this.
And it's another strikeout for Owen Boone back in the game as Paulos goes down swinging.
Paolo's second strikeout of the evening. Boone's fifth strikeout of the night.
And there's the pizza spear.
Many a night when Boone's on the hill, that thing gets pretty full. This was not another exception tonight, that's for sure.
There is madness all over this ballpark. There's a wrestling ring here, Neil.
I know.
This is fantastic. And
I feel like a kid at Toys R Us, like don't know where I'm supposed to be going right now.
And I got to say hello to a very good friend watching along in Orlando, Florida. Ethan Page is tuning in. The champion of North America, mind you.
Hello, Mr. Page.
No, you're friends. You can call him Ethan.
Okay. Well, hello, Ethan. I don't want to get a text message back. You call me Mr. Page from now on.
I'll vouch for you. It's okay.
All right.
As Renee Takioka flew out to Tyler Duncan his first time up.
This guy's another one of these guys that, you know, they found another diamond in the rough. He's been on fire. 27 for 63, a 428 average, 2 home runs, 6 RBIs since joining the Red Sox.
1-2 is the count.
So they definitely have spark plugs in this lineup. Just got to get the engine going all in the same direction now and revved up. Hopefully not tonight. Boone misses upstairs. The count is 2-2.
Boone will wind and deliver, and Takioka fought that one off foul. Speaking of madness all over the ballpark, our intrepid producer / director / station general manager,
he's got another game on the phone.
up here. That's his young man
Yep.
playing tonight. And they're winning 6-3, Toronto up on Windsor.
They in Windsor or are they in Toronto tonight?
They're in Toronto, or north of Toronto, Oshawa, I believe.
Oshawa, okay. Kingsman Stadium? Or somewhere else?
3-2 the count. Boone winds and delivers, and Takioka's going to flare this one into foul territory. Salazzo with the cool sunglasses steps over and has it for 2 away.
Salazzo will record the F5. Takioka is 0 for 2, and Lucas Bateman, who walked last time up, will be the batter now.
Where does Jonathan Salazzo get his sunglasses?
I don't know, but he's definitely got a variety of pairs, that's for sure.
Like, I believe those are, I'm looking through my own, but I believe those are the same shade of red almost as
the Cardinal
hat.
Yeah, almost. Unless it's reflecting off the hat.
Oh, I gotta talk to him about those. Those are fantastic.
Yeah.
He'd fit right in with the guys in the wrestling ring.
Well, he does look like a wrestler some nights.
Well, BMD might need him depending on what's happening down there.
Let's win the ball game first, and then he can go tag in with BMD after that.
As this one is flared back in behind short. Duncan on the run. Just couldn't quite come up with it.
Close, but not close enough, and Bateman almost did a butts over tea kettle around first there, too, so he luckily got back in time.
Great effort. So we've got Travis now moving in as the director, and Matt is producing downstairs.
Okay.
And that's what's allowed Jono to be able to watch on for his little guy.
Little scoreboard watching from
Well,
upstairs.
I guess not a little guy anymore,
No.
but It's always great when John comes up, sits here with us. And no score between the Blue Jays and the Angels in the top of the 5th.
That game's motoring along.
Yeah. Speaking of motoring along, Owen Boone already ahead 0-1.
That'll be officially a single for Bateman.
Ortega on the ground. Salazzo grabs, delivers, and that's the third out. Salazzo on the dart to Tanner Rempel.
You can see the swagger's definitely back with the conductor. Stayed back on that baseball, played it between the bounce, took the hop, threw across the missile over across to Rempel.
Remember that 7-0 lead for the Argos?
Yep.
Yeah, forget about it. 17-7 Ticats.
Whoa. The Grey Cup champs getting schooled.
Has not been a good open for them on the season.
No, it has not.
As you get a look at the conductor down in the dugout. Well, you can see why he darted that one over. Take a look at the guns.
Mm-hmm. All those moving those trains day in and day out.
I think everybody needs to remember that as well about Jonathan Salazzo. He has an incredibly difficult job.
He does. Like, I would not want to do it.
The conductor is not just a nickname.
No. It's his actual job.
Yeah. As the Cardinals getting set for the bottom of the 3rd inning.
Like, there was many nights when he used to work for CN, he would leave the game in the 5th, 6th inning because he had to go to work that night. He'd work overnight, crash around 7, 8 o'clock in the morning, usually send me a text message before he went to bed, like, what happened in the game, whatever else, what happened after I left. You know, you'd fill him in the best you could, but still. And then he got switched to Villarreal last year, and it's been a much happier guy.
His dedication is just incredible. As Carlos Dominguez will lead the Cardinals off here in the bottom of 3, 2-2 ball game. Jeremiah Sucre continuing on. He's danced into and out of significant trouble in each of his innings.
That he has. Given up 2 runs on 5 hits so far, but you said the feeling the Cardinals are just one bad inning away from breaking this one open here.
One really good at bat, potentially.
Yep.
The road runner himself, Carlos Dominguez. Built like a sprinter. And he's going to flare that one high and foul. Dominguez, the former Mets prospect. Every year we've been doing these games, Neil, there have been more and more former prospect of
exactly.
blank.
Fill in your blank here, and it's no longer, okay, I just came out of college or I just came out of, some high school somewhere and walked on here. These all guys have got, a distinguished CV behind their names now.
Or if we're getting guys out of college, they've got just comical resumes.
Yeah, like
Nickel,
PlayStation numbers here.
Nickel, Rempel, Kakatos, Brown.
The numbers go on and on.
Sucre delivers, and Dominguez, is it going to stay fair?
It's caught.
It's caught. Wow, I thought that was going to carry further than it did.
Fortunately, the wind is blowing. Well, it's not even really blowing out there, unfortunately. Or it might have got a little bit of boost.
I was staring dead at the foul pole in left field because I really thought that was going to push right out over the fence. I just wasn't sure if it was going to stay fair or bend foul, and we never even got the answer to the question.
Well, Jeremy Veilleux was able to track that one down the line here, and
Tyler Duncan stands in.
Duncan is 0 for 0 with a sac fly, RBI to right field his first time up.
Duncan Bernardo Salazzo. As Sucre winds and delivers, and Duncan chops that foul.
Off his leg, I think.
Oy.
Yeah, he's definitely walking something off.
Ow.
Yep. Kneecap.
Oh, that's fine.
Underneath it. Looks like he's trying out for the Rockettes the way he's kicking it, using those kicks.
And he shakes it off.
Yep.
Toughness. Stares at a strike there. A run at 1-2.
You saw him bring the hands down, but then he just let him stop there, so he wasn't sure if it was in the zone or not, or what he could do with it.
Speaking of toughness, Neil, I found out the other day, Bruins had a first-round pick in 2024, Dean Letourneau. He's from Ontario, as that pitch comes in high, 2-2. Played at St. Andrews College, then immediately went on to Boston College last year. Had 1 goal on the season, and everybody was wondering what happened. Was it just tough to adjust? He's at Bruins development camp. He said, I played the first 3 quarters of the season with a broken hand.
Ow!
Oh, okay.
Well, that's like Ryan Rios when he was drafted by the Phillies. And he basically played his junior year in college with a busted hand. So he could get drafted.
Well, I mean, he only really needs one arm to send it over the fence.
But, we've got to send our best wishes out to him and hope he gets back, speedy recovery, everything else.
As Duncan hammers the full count, but it's going to be high. Falling in left, and Jeremy Veilleux's under it 2-away.
Duncan retired on the F7 again, 2-away out here, and Luis Bernardo, who went down looking in the first inning, will be the batter now. But yes, Ryan, if you're watching this at some point, we'd love to see you here on July 20th regardless, man. There's an open seat between us here. Come say hi to the fans as well, and tip your cap and just have some fun here. Hang out with us.
Yeah, 100%. There's a chair that's always in between Neil and I, and you're more than welcome to it, Ryan. We'd love to have you. Be fun just to talk to him about all-star games.
Oh, yeah.
Hammering baseballs in a derby setting. I want to know the farthest he's ever hit a baseball.
I'm pretty sure. I can imagine it's pretty far.
Yeah. Well, he's hit home runs here that they never came back.
No. And he switched to the torpedo bat this year, too, and it looks like a toothpick in his hands. Like, it's just not fair.
Yeah, that's color.
Him and Hillebrand, those things just don't look right.
No. Luis sends it high and foul, twisting towards the silver stands. Oh, one of the fans had it. He bailed out on the catch. Come on.
Oh, man.
Come on. Right in the bucket.
Let the beer go, and, you can always get another one. Or a Gatorade or pretzel or something.
Wasn't even holding a drink at the time. He had both hands.
I don't know what's his problem.
He bailed the bucket back. He doesn't want a baseball.
Maybe he needs our friends at Rawlings to come give him a baseball glove.
Ticats up 23-10 now on the Argos.
Ow. I think I should put my my blue attire away. It's nice and all, but I think it's going in the closet.
I'm gonna hear about this one until I remind my dad who won the last Ohio State USC game.
Yeah.
Whoa! Bernardo rung up looking for the second time, and
almost the same spot as the first one.
There was a bit of a message sent there as the third inning comes to a close, and we will head to break with the Cardinals and Red Sox tied up 2-2 Friday Night Baseball on Cable 14.
This thing is war.
Be afraid. Be very afraid.
So emotional.
What is that?
Come with me if you want to live. Watch Sci-Fi in July.
I'll do it.
Mark Wheeler in the blue trunks, Shane Saber in the black pants, and they're not having a great night so far.
No, they're getting used and abused by the fans out here.
Ever since Shane Saber stole that first pitch from BMD, he has had the fans on his backside. They've been chased off in the ring by a young man wielding a baseball bat.
Yep.
And now they were trying to play the game with Emily down there to I think they were trying to impress Emily is what they were trying to do.
I think they were.
And it didn't work out so well. Mark Wheeler took a face plant, and Shane Saber couldn't stop the young lady.
Quote a young lady named Shania Twain. That doesn't impress me much if you're Emily Thompson there.
Oh, a Shania Twain quote on the broadcast.
We'll see how Emily plays that one later on. We'll see. It's not Swiftology, so it might have just been probably mediocre. Cassie Watt steps in here in the top of the fourth inning in a 2-2 tie.
Emily looks like she embraced the pro wrestling night gimmick for tonight.
Wrestling. She went full attire here, that's for sure.
She's even got the red cowboy boots. Where'd she get those?
I don't know, but she's got quite the collection of cowboy boots. I know she's got a white pair, a black pair, and now a red pair, apparently.
She's one of a kind.
Yep.
And we love her. As Owen Boone's going to wind and deliver.
And Bernardo's looking right back at Bertrand on that one and going, hey, that's where you called the other one on me.
Yeah, Luis is going to have to be real careful here.
It's like maybe you have to take Luis aside here if you're Chris Piano, say, hey, man, we need you in the game.
Got that one.
Yep.
2-1 the count. Yeah, we know that Luis can be fiery.
And he can. Got a pitcher's duel going on in London between Jacob Cush and Victor Payano.
Oh, shocking.
No score. That was in the bottom of the fourth. In Toronto, Barry Baycats up 2-1. Juan Benitez taking on Matt Brown, or Mr. Brown anyways. I'm not sure who that is. I think that's a new guy.
Full count now to what?
Matt Brown, the Oakville native. So that game is 3-1 Baycats over the Maple Leafs. That's in the bottom of the third at Dominical Field.
So all the games are relatively similar in terms of where they sit.
Yep.
As Boone gets Watt swinging.
That would be 6 on the night.
Owen Boone is just dealing. One pitch that got taken over the wall by Brody Black is the difference for Owen Boone tonight. 2 earned runs, but 6 strikeouts.
Yep. Now we're dealing with Andrew Savage, who got hit by the pitch and started that 2-run inning for the Red Sox last time up.
And economical as well. 54 pitches through 3 1/3 for Owen Boone.
Yeah, Boone usually averages between 14 to 17 pitches an inning. I'm sure Matt will correct me on that one, but it's always a very low pitch count. It's very rare you see him go above 20 unless there's base runners.
I think there was some confusion over what was going on that play as Savage will head back to the plate, count as 0-1 on the foul.
Pretty sure it was fouled off him, and I thought Boone, the way Boone fielded and everything else, Boone thought he had an opportunity to play that one.
But Neil, as they go and the bats wake up for the Cardinals, this has got to be a strength. You go Boone to Adames to Saldana.
Oh, exactly.
That's as good as any 3 starting pitchers in this league.
Oh, exactly. And, you're going to have a best 3 out of 5, and there goes Matt right now. It's like clockwork.
Uh-oh. Where's he watching us right now? Is he in the clubhouse?
I believe he's down below us here.
All right, 1-2 the count.
In his office, Well, his other office.
He has an office?
Well, it's not really an office. It's a picnic table.
Oh, I see.
But it's got room. It's got Wi-Fi.
Hey, well. Well, of course, on a night like this, what do you want to be in an office?
Actually, he's in Larry's office.
Oh, he's in Larry's office.
Yes.
Is this one on the ground?
He's in the Larry Wood suite.
Corralled by Salazzo on to Rempel, and that's 2 down.
He's in the Larry Wood suite. Okay, there we go.
The Larry Wood suite.
So he's probably got us on the biggest television they have it possibly in the office there.
I was going to say, I've heard that. It's a pretty nice spot.
I've only been in there once. And even then, I kind of fell out of place there because Larry was there and holding court, and I didn't want to interrupt.
Yeah, I walked in one time while Jay McKee was doing that with the coaching staff. Hey, guy. I'm just going to,
Yeah.
You know when you get that look like, not now.
Not now, yeah.
Yeah.
No. That look is definitely prevalent.
Yeah, and when your head coach is 6'4" and played 800 games in the NHL.
Yeah, you just kind of, okay, I'm going to back away now.
Yeah.
I'll come back. It's not that important.
Ball up the middle. It's Reyes Cruz at second, on to Rempel at first, and it's another clean inning for Owen Boone.
4-3 is the putout as Veilleux's retired. And we're off to the home half of the fourth inning here in a 2-2 tie. As you see Bernardo and the plate umpire, Trevor Bertrand, having a little conversation.
Yeah, Chris Piano came out further than he usually would.
No, I think he's just more like making sure it's civil, not kind of.
Yep.
The tone was, more of a question rather than a, hey, like you're squeezing us here.
Well, I think in this spot, for both guys, it would be smart to just take a breath.
Yep.
All right, let's hear each other out.
Maybe go with a water bottle, and casually have a conversation rather than, not in full gear and, take a break.
Yeah, you don't want the tempers to flare.
No.
If you're the Cardinals, Luis Bernardo's back behind the plate. He's excellent both defensively and offensively. He's a big part of what they're trying to do. You don't want to lose him in a game where you're 2-2.
No, exactly.
In the bottom of the fourth inning.
So you just put the pressure on a poor guy named Russ Young who's got to come in there and not only has he got to catch now, but he's got an umpire that's already agitated. So anything he tries to bring back across here, look at the food.
The young fans at this place is packed tonight.
It is.
Jam-packed in the grandstand. Heard today that it over 1,000 pre-sale for the game.
That's amazing.
Before walk-up.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Eric Spearin and the entire Cardinals organization. There you see the silver stands down in left field.
Yep.
Pretty good contingent from Brantford over on the right field side.
They got the cowbells out there. You can hear them in the stands and everything else.
Eric Spearin and this entire Cardinals organization need to be really darn proud of themselves.
Oh, no question.
For what they have accomplished. And really, Neil, relatively speaking, a short period of time.
3 years, pretty much. And it was just like,
I will never forget when Eric had the quote about the Hamilton Cardinals being the most undervalued asset in this city.
I actually have that little quote sitting on it's behind my desk at work on the punch board.
And right away you knew this guy, he's going to do something special.
Yeah.
And we talk about, the Well and Jackfish. They arrive on the scene and they pushed it.
Yep.
And the Cardinals have right there.
Yep.
As Jeremiah Sucre opens up Jonathan Salazzo with a ball. Make it 2.
Exactly.
And now we're seeing what is great is other teams around the league amp it up.
Yep. Well, they're seeing what's working in various places now and going, okay, we got to take some notes and start trying to do some of these things ourselves too.
High tide lifting all boats.
Yep.
Sucre winds and delivers.
And that's why you see the Maple Leafs playing on a Friday night, because they're just trying to expand the opportunities. So, Sunday afternoons, it's hot. And Dominique Field, it's a cement bowl, basically, with that hillside and everything else. So, who wants to sit in the heat? Or, you go on a Friday night and have a few beverages down the line. And
there's a breeze.
And just, it's a different atmosphere. And that's why they're playing a lot more Friday nights. I know the purists and everything else, the diehards have been going since gosh knows when. Me, myself included, and everything else. We always thought about Sunday afternoons at Christie Pitts has been up there, and that one's going to get through, and that's going to be a laser beam. Nothing Bateman could do on that one.
No, that had all kinds of smoke behind it.
That was a CNI single that just said, you're not seeing this ball, Mr. Bateman.
Salazzo hit that a lot harder than I thought initially. When it hopped up on Bateman, you really got to look at how darn hard he smoked that.
Yep. Yeah, even Bateman's like pointing that tail off on himself.
So Salazzo on first.
Leadoff man aboard for Rempel, who singled the last time up.
And I know Bateman was pointing to himself, but Nate, the great, behind us correctly in my estimation.
Oh, yeah. That's a single.
Yeah, recording that as a single.
That thing hit the lip, and that was it.
Bateman can say, I want that back, but that ended up being a laser, as you said, Neil. That was a lot harder hit than I thought.
Yep.
As Tanner Rempel steps in. Rempel came around to scores last time up, was the tying run.
And he was.
There are going to be some young kids who are going to sleep well tonight. They've been down in that wrestling ring since this thing
hyped up on
got going.
Freezy since they got here, but now they're going to bring it all off down in the ring.
Well, and I know that in the 5th inning, we're going to bring my best friend up here.
Nice.
BMD's going to come up with the belt, and there's an announcement that's fixing to be made that I think a lot of people are going to be interested in.
Nice. Well, I'll have to make sure we get a good picture of all three of us up here. 'Cause
Oh, absolutely.
those are the things that are few and far between up here between us, apparently.
Tanner Rempel on the
Oh.
ground. Oh, tough play there as Ortega on the run, tried to transition and just lost it.
I think he just tried to think if he could go to second base with that baseball, but then he didn't have the good grip on it, so then he was trying to backpedal and put it back in his hand, and it just slipped out.
Second baseman number 25, Tommy Reyes.
So Rempel reaches on the E5.
Yep.
And now Tommy Reyes Cruz with nobody out here in the bottom of the 4th is hitting with 2 on.
Well, exactly. And in this situation with the top of the order coming up, I wouldn't be surprised if I'm telling Reyes Cruz they try to push one at the third base side here, especially where the third baseman's on the edge of the grass. Infield's at double play depth right now. Forced their defense. Of course, Ortega just made a oop there, so maybe you can get them the boots come in pairs, as they say. We'll see.
Well, let's see if Reyes Cruz does try to push something down here.
Yep.
And Sucre ran it inside 1-0. And now that kind of gave it away to Ortega. I wonder if he's going to take a couple extra steps in.
I would think so. I think, you see him creeping even further in here now. He's now on the cutout where he was on the edge of the grass before.
He's still not quite as far in as I kind of expected. As Reyes Cruz puts that back up the middle. Sucre over to third. And Salazzo cut down.
Good play by Jeremiah Sucre there. And, why not get the lead runner in that position? The baseball was pretty much back at you here. Tommy Reyes Cruz will reach on the fielder's choice now. Salazzo's retired on the 1-5. And Rempel goes to second base. Reyes is at first.
So one away for Yolki Pena.
That's the scorer mentality walking through the entire play.
For Reyes Cruz, that was pretty close to what he wanted to do. He just got a bad bounce.
Yep.
Maybe wanted to push it a little bit more towards the line.
Yeah.
Sucre just made a nice play and
That's not good.
Oh, no. Don't want to see this.
No, that was a manager coming right out as soon as he saw his pitcher take that step off the mound here.
Sucre made a motion.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Pointing down to his calf.
Yeah.
There is a pitcher warming up in the Red Sox bullpen.
Well, that's not because of that. That was just because he was trying to get loose anyway.
Yeah. But, no, you really don't want to see this.
No. And Rachel, their trainer, does a great job when they're not having to be worked on the mound here. So
Jeremiah Sucre, hopefully this is
hopefully it's just a cramp.
Yeah, a cramp or at very worst a strain and not something any more serious. Right away you can see he makes a signal to the dugout.
So they come on out here. Kind of winced on that throw.
Yeah. Oh boy.
Yeah.
And look at the way he's holding his foot. You know, I don't want to. Well,
yeah, I think he rolled his ankle or something up there. Like he's just trying to loosen it up. So that definitely could be a cramp. But still.
He's going to try to stay in.
Baycats increasing their lead out of town here. It's now 4-1 in the top of the fourth inning over the Maple Leafs. And still scoreless, surprise between Guelph and London. Now, it's another heavyweight fight going on tonight.
If he does stay in, I think this might be his last bit of work.
Pedro De Los Santos down there warming up. He gets a called strike on the other half.
It's been there. It has been there.
Yep. Guys have just got to realize, okay, we're getting calls like that from this stuff, but you got to hit it.
Yeah, I know they may not like it. I understand that, but
It's from them from both sides, guys.
And he'll get Yoki Pena swinging through it. 1-2.
That's a frustrated swing after that one.
Yeah.
That's a, why did I swing at this thing now? Oh, man.
I wonder if he lost where he was in the count, too, because that almost looked like a very protective swing.
Yeah.
Maybe thinking he was at 2 strikes. Sucre delivers. Pena reaches out, sends it up the line. Ortega's got it. To third for 1, to first for 2, and the inning is over.
It's a great bounce back play by Ortega there after that error allowed the Cardinals to get another base runner. He recovers, steps on third, throws across, gets the 5-3 double play to end the inning. And we're off to the 5th inning here, tied at 2.
As we go downstairs, where Emily is standing by with my best friend, Brett Michael Davids, on field, and that's the young fan that was with him earlier. Emily, take it away.
Hello to all my friends watching on Cable 14. Thank you so much for supporting the Cards. We can't wait to get you right here at Bernie Arbor so you can see all the action happening right here. We have such a special game right now. I am here with BMD from Alpha One Wrestling. In fact, he is the Alpha One champ. That is incredible. Tell us what that means to you and a little bit about the history.
Alpha One's been around for over a decade in Hamilton. It's the most prestigious independent wrestling promotion in Canada. So for me to have this title after 9 years of working my butt off for it, it's a pretty big deal. And I got a guy like Shane Saber breathing down my neck every chance he gets. On July 20th, we're going to have a last man standing, pal. But tonight, I get my hands on you anyways, too, bud.
Hey, BMD, you got me shaking a little bit. I'm a little bit scared, but hey, we have to forget about him because I need to ask this question. You've been with this company for 9 years, almost 10. That's an incredible legacy. Talk a little bit about that and what it means for Hamilton and yourself and the rest of the guys that want to come here.
For sure. So Alpha One has had the best talent, you know, and all the guys you see on TV in the WWE and AEW, they've all come through Alpha One. So for me to be the champion right now, and, you know,
Uh-oh. Oh, my gosh. Oh, my gosh. Oh, my God. Okay. Oh, my gosh. Okay. I know a fight just broke out, but don't worry. There's still some baseball going on. Thank you for supporting us on Cable 14. Go, Cards, go. Hi, Mom and Dad. Help!
Oh,
Emily,
my goodness.
get out of there! Get out of there!
Oh,
they're coming up here!
oh, goodness.
What in the world is this? Shane Saber and BMD are fighting in the front. No, don't do that. Back elbow from BMD. They're fighting all the way up the stands as Owen Boone gets reset. What in the world is happening around here? Boone delivers to the plate for strike 1 on Brody Black. They're right outside our door.
You can hear on him down there, just like 5 feet from us here.
You can hear the fans counting along as BMD reins in right hands.
Meanwhile, Brody Black is working here with a 1-1 count here, and Boone trying to be very careful how he pitched to him this time. Black with the 2-run homer last time up.
This might be one of the most fun nights in the history of Friday Night Baseball.
Man.
As 1-2 is the count. And, hey.
Doing great. How are you doing? Not at all.
No, the champ is in the broadcast booth. All right, well, take a minute. We got a game going on. We got a microphone for you. So, as
this is cool.
Owen Boone's got another strikeout.
Black starts the inning with a strikeout. Lucas Lefebvre will be the batter now.
I'll tell you, the view up here is great.
You're enjoying this.
I'm enjoying this. I should have sat up here all night. I'd be in less pain.
Well, you've been dealing with a whole lot of kids down there in the ring. They're obviously loving it.
Yeah.
You went to throw out the first pitch tonight. Shane Saber stole it on you.
Man. You know what? I knew about that a few weeks ago, and I was so excited. And he just had to do it, eh? He just had to do it.
You've got a last man standing match coming up with him July the 20th.
July 20th.
At the Columbus Club of Hamilton down on Queenston Road there, where Alpha One has the long history.
Yeah.
Swinging strike on Lefebvre. That's got to pretty much be the end of this, right, between you and Sabre.
Hey, it's last man standing for a reason, and that man's going to be me. I know anything goes, everything's legal. There's no running, there's no hiding. I will be the last man standing, bud.
Well, I don't doubt you at all.
I'm not giving this up anytime soon.
That is the richest prize in independent wrestling, the Alpha Male Championship. By the way,
Absolutely.
Brett, meet Neil, my intrepid color commentator.
Nice to meet you. Sorry, boys, I'm so out of breath.
That's all right. We got something to talk about between innings anyway. So you take your time. Now you're a Hamilton guy.
Yep.
Is this the first time you've been to a Hamilton Cardinals game?
This is the first time I've been to a Cardinals game, but I've spent a lot of time at this park as a kid. I literally grew up down the street, East 42nd Street.
Oh, yeah.
So I used to bike down here. There used to be a skate park over here I used to skate in. So I've been here quite a bit.
Now, being a Hamilton guy, we've known that the Cardinals, as the owner of the team, Eric Experience, had extremely undervalued. And Eric, a huge wrestling fan, look at what he's done with this team.
This is awesome.
1,500 people or so here tonight is another strikeout for Owen Boone.
Phenomenal.
He's putting on a show. Alpha One Wrestling is putting on a show. This has got to be fantastic to have something like this in your hometown.
Dude, it's so cool. Like, you know what? I'm actually disappointed I haven't been here sooner. But I'm glad I'm here now. This is a packed house. The vibe is unreal. These people are so loud. This is good, man. This might be a regular Friday night thing.
Well, you got to get Tori down here.
Yeah.
She watching along right now?
I think she is.
Hi, Tor. As ball comes in 1-0. Tori, your wife and our producer for Alpha One Wrestling.
Yeah, not with us tonight, but I think she's watching. I hope she's watching.
So she better be watching after the beating you just put on Shane Sabre down.
Yeah, they interrupted my promo. Again, they just been interrupting everything.
It's the first time I've ever seen anybody get thrown off that fencing. I've seen guys get thrown off the top of the dugout a couple years ago, but this was, you guys just did yourselves here.
Emily Thompson was in the middle of a nice interview with you talking about the history of Alpha One, and Owen Boone runs ahead 1-2 of Paulos, who struck out twice coming in. Emily looked like she was ready for pro wrestling night.
I think she is. Since we got here, she's been pretty into it. Like, she's been ready to go. I wouldn't be surprised if we see her get involved in some aspect, but we'll have to wait and see.
Just keep the chairs out of her
She's been
hands.
pretty close to the action, the whole night, so.
Yep.
Now, I recognize the kid. After we saw him get tripped down, I was saying to Neil, Shane tripped a young man who was running. That's Luke Caden.
That is Luke Caden. Yeah, Luke Caden's here. He was just coming here to hang out, represent Alpha One and stuff as well. And Sabre.
Yeah, of course.
Takes advantage of any opportunity he can, and he saw one and he took it. And you know what? But hey, it's okay. We got a tag match. We can keep the action going later. We'll get him later.
Later on tonight.
Yeah.
The top of the 8th inning, I understand.
Wow.
Yeah.
You guys are going to be down in the ring in the bullpen.
You're going to have to clear that ring out. All those kids are having way too much fun.
You know what? Thankfully, Luke Caden's here because it didn't seem like those two guys had a problem coming after me.
No, well, he ran him off with a baseball bat pretty quickly.
He cleared the ring in a hurry.
Well, I didn't recognize him the first time when I saw him standing next to you, and he's got the trunks on. I know who that is.
Yeah, he always came prepared. That's the thing you learned in wrestling school. Always bring your gear.
Always bring your gear.
I was wondering if it was in the trunk or something. He had to go out and get it.
I was surprised. They see him. He still got the jersey on, and then he had his shorts on. So he changed pretty quick.
Great to have him here as backup, and he's in the spot now that you were once upon a time, being the young lion, stepping up.
Oh, that one hit the camera down there.
Paulus rockets that one back. We've had that happen before.
The camera?
Yeah.
The camera, yeah.
That's expensive equipment.
That is expensive equipment. You would know. BMD, who is a prolific Twitch streamer.
Oh,
okay.
We actually have some buds from the stream here today. I was pretty surprised.
Oh, I'm shocked. As soon as you were announced, I figured there was going to be. As Paulo sends this one all the way back.
So what's your game of choice on Twitch these days?
What's that, sorry?
What's your game of choice on Twitch these days?
So, actually, I've been playing Red Dead Redemption 2 quite a bit.
Nice.
That's one. And then I've been playing another game called Date Everything, which is a dating simulator.
Okay.
It sounds random, but I'm telling you, it's the most fun I've had in a long time with a game.
I'm writing that one down because I haven't seen that one.
You should check it out.
Yeah.
You can literally date the fridge, the toilet, the pot lights, everything.
Oh, my Lord.
Yep, it's fun.
Oh,
wow.
Strikes out the side. Paulos goes down again.
What an eruption.
1,500 plus here tonight, cheering for Owen Boone as the Cardinals will take it to the middle of the 5th inning, tied up at 2, but we've been talking about it a little bit, PMD, and I think it's time that we let everyone in on it. You and I have talked to Jonathan Friedman.
Yeah.
And the big announcement is that Alpha One Wrestling, after a long hiatus from Cable 14, is officially returning. The richest prize in Canadian wrestling and independent wrestling all over the world is that belt right there on your shoulder.
Absolutely.
And July 20th, the Purge takes place at 222 Queenston Road, and it will air on Cable 14.
It will, and you know what? This is the best time to be on top of Alpha One Wrestling, and I'm not letting this thing go anytime soon. We're back on Cable 14, bud. We got a whole new audience. It's a whole new time. This is a great time for Alpha One Wrestling, bud.
Later on tonight, we're going to run people through the card, but one of the biggest things is you and Shane Saber, last man standing.
Yep.
And the only man to ever hold the ECW, AWA, and NWA World Heavyweight Championships, Steve Carino, the king of old school, is going to be there to do commentary with me and referee your match.
What a crazy time. I never thought I would get an opportunity to share a ring with Steve Carino. And let me just say, I'm glad I'm not facing him. I'm glad he's officiating the match because I wouldn't want to have a go at him. But I'm happy to share a ring with him. And you know what? And to get my hands on Shane Saber in a match like that, you know, I've been in a last man standing match before, Reed and Alpha One, against Eazy-E many years ago.
I called it.
You called it, and I expect the same result at this one. A big dub for me, and keeping my Alpha Male Championship.
Yeah, you worked a long time to get that belt. I've been there with you every step of it.
Absolutely.
It's just been so great to see you get it. I know it was an emotional moment for me when you won it.
Not a dry eye in the house.
There was not. No, there was not. And I was so glad I was there to call that one. As Pedro de los Santos, Neil, will step in for the Brantford Red Sox. You mind sticking around for the bottom of the inning?
Sure.
All right.
I'd love to.
Yeah.
Neil, run us a bit on the history of Pedro, because we've seen him in this park before vex the Hamilton Cardinals.
Journeyman pitcher in this league, that's for sure. He started off with the London Majors, and he went to Toronto Maple Leafs for a little bit, Kitchener Panthers, and now his next stop is the Brantford Red Sox as Kakatos welcomes him into the ball game here with a leadoff single here in the 5th inning, taking over for Jeremiah Sucres,
who we hope is okay after the calf injury potentially, or hopefully just cramps.
Oh, yeah.
So before you got speared as the Southern Arkansas superstar, this young man, Brandon Nickel, had comical stats at the University of Southern Arkansas.
Yeah.
Before you got speared on the hill, I saw all the Cardinals. They were loving you coming out to the mound. What was it like standing out there getting ready to throw it?
Honestly, there's very few times that I can walk around and be speechless. When I came out and turned my head, even for the 2 seconds it lasted, I was pretty speechless, but it's quite a view. I haven't been on a mound in a long time. I used to play, back in the day, I played for the Oshawa Stingers baseball team when I was a kid. It was a rep baseball team, and I used to windmill pitch. But it wasn't nothing like this, let me tell you. This was pretty crazy.
How long have I known you?
Long time.
Why is that the first time I've heard that?
Because you know what? It's like it feels like a blip on the radar, but I'm 35 now.
Oh,
Time flies.
Don't start that.
How old are you, Reed?
2 years older than you.
And I'm not going to say anything. I got many more miles on both of you, so I'm just going to stay out of that one.
Time flies, bud.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, and it's kind of crazy when you think about that. And now the years that Alpha One's been in operation, I heard you talking to Emily about it over a decade, and it goes all the way back. I arrived in 2012, and that was already a couple years into the promotion.
Yeah.
So it's a long, rich history. And Neil, you'd know a lot of the names that have passed through it, whether it be a Scott Steiner, Jeff Cobb now at the WWE, half the AEW roster for crying out loud.
Yes.
I got beat up by Cody Rhodes one time.
Man.
Yeah.
Brandon Nickel hammers this.
That's a shot.
Deep left center. Just held up enough. And over to it as Ethan Paulo swung away. Thought you might have been in here for a home run.
Hey, I was down there for one. It was pretty rowdy.
Yep.
The only problem for the Cardinals was it was the wrong guys.
Wrong guys and wrong team.
So people have some interesting chants in the crowd here. I heard a lot of "We want beers."
Yeah, and now you would appreciate this promotion for given your love for a particular beverage. There's a wheel that is spun at the beginning of every game. Emily usually takes care of that.
Okay.
The jersey numbers of the opposition are on it. And whoever it lands on, the pitcher has to strike him out, and then it's half-price refreshments.
Oh.
for the next half inning.
Yeah, for the next half inning. You were a little busy at the time.
I'm upset I missed it.
Have you had the lager shed before?
I had it today, actually.
There you go.
Oh, there you go.
I snuck a sip when I was getting one for Reese. I didn't want to drink before the match, but I had a sip.
Carlos Dominguez is going to beat that out on the fielder's choice. As Nico Kikatos retired up at second.
Now, is this the guy I heard earlier? Was the crowd chanting MVP at this guy here?
Yes, they were.
That's right, yeah.
Tyler Duncan. I years ago gave him the nickname Rocky Mountain Thunder.
Okay.
He has led the IBL in home runs in the past. He is a former MVP, and last year won the home run derby.
Oh, wow.
Gets the opportunity, hopefully, to defend his title here on these sacred grounds in a couple weeks.
Oh, nice.
And the All-Star game is the same day as the Purge.
Okay.
So I will be calling the Purge and then immediately coming up here.
Hang out with
for
me.
the All-Star game with Neil.
Double duty. Oh.
As Dominguez is on the fly.
Safe
on the steal. Carlos Dominguez is something like the Road Runner.
Yeah, no kidding.
He even looks it right now with that baby blue going on, too.
Did he say meat before he took off the...
He left them all in the cloud of dust back there, though.
Yeah, that was pretty sneaky by the time I saw him.
In there.
By the time I saw him, he was 3/4 of the way through already.
We've seen Carlos now for a couple weeks, former farmhand of the New York Mets.
Oh, wow, okay.
And we just get used to him sort of taking off.
Yeah.
As Duncan chopped that one down, 1-1. So the 8th inning, you guys are going to go at it again.
Yeah.
What do you and Luke Caden have to do to get the dub? Luke Caden, a young guy, you're going to have to shepherd him a little bit out there.
Well, I think the thing is getting the jump early. Every time that these guys have gotten one up on us, it's always when we're not expecting it. This time we're going to get in the ring. We're going to be face-to-face, and there's a reason I'm the alpha male champion.
Sending a bit of a message for July 20th?
Exactly. I want to send a message for July 20th, get the upper hand now, and then on July 20th it's going to be even sweeter when the alpha male title's on the line, and I retain.
And again, you will see that event in its entirety on Cable 14.
Absolutely. How cool is that?
Back to television, back to Cable 14. It's a step that Alpha One needs, and it's a step that the promotion deserves for a wider audience.
Absolutely.
I may have to definitely tune in while we're on the way down here.
No, yeah.
And not live. It'll be a later date.
Okay. I don't have to worry so much.
Yeah. No. The All-Star game being the live event that day can't be two places at once.
No. Duncan watches that one in there for inside, and it's going to run the count to full at 3-2 now.
How excited is Tor going to be that she's got a producer's credit now?
She's pretty excited. Yeah. She gets it all the time on the stream, but now it's a little bit bigger of a deal here. Yep. she can add that to her resume. It looks pretty good.
Absolutely. Say, if we're going to put our trust in anybody, it would be her.
Yeah.
Smarter than you and I combined, pal.
It's very true. Oh, what a shot.
Tyler Duncan rips that.
Oh.
Just barely foul.
Ortega might have influenced that decision by the umpire there. Just a little bit.
Do you notice Dominguez was already around third by the time he signaled?
I did.
He's like, man, I got to go back now? Come on.
I don't think that ball had hit the ground yet, and he was already.
Now, we said hello to him earlier on tonight, but I believe the boss is watching along in Orlando tonight.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Hopefully he's enjoying the show.
Yeah, Ethan Page, who is the champion of all North America and all North Americans.
Yep.
So we appreciate him.
20-something countries.
That's right.
There you go.
How much fun is it to hold that title knowing the history? Ethan Page has held it in the past. Ricky Shane Page, I know you may not want to talk about him so much.
No, you know what? Honestly, you can't dwell on things like that too much, I guess. You know what? I'm the champ now, and I forgive, but I don't forget. That's for sure. But you know what? The history is undeniable.
Probably a smart play on that one by Ortega to hang on to that baseball, because if he lets it go where he was, it was probably going down the right field line there.
Yeah, somebody's going to have to chase it out to right field. Dominguez would have scored. So Ortega eats that one, and Luis Bernardo returning to the lineup over the last couple of weeks for the Cardinals. BMD began the season as a coach.
Really? That's crazy.
Now, you look at the Dominican influence on this ball club, it's that guy.
Wow.
Yep.
So friends with Fernando Rodney, the World Series champion.
Yep.
He's the major reason that Rodney's here. Dominguez, Pena, on and on down the line.
The bloodline, as we call it up here.
That's right.
The bloodline.
Yep.
They got the South Pacific in the WWE, and we've got the Dominican.
Yeah. Let's go.
We got to get T-shirts with that for these guys. We got to get.
I know a guy now that knows how to make those things.
There we go. Duncan off the second.
And they're saying Bernardo went around on the swing there. Or they're calling batter's interference on that.
Oh, no
What
way.
happened there?
They're saying that Bernardo interfered with the play, so the catcher couldn't throw down a second. So they're calling him out at home.
Would not have had a play over to Duncan at second.
Yeah.
Are we going to get a wrestling match on the field right now?
Oh, he's definitely fired up here. He's definitely got to
Dean
be.
Castelli's had to come out, take another look. Neil, what are they?
Because he backed into him? Like he was trying to get out of the way here.
Oh, that's
a tough call.
That is a real tough call. But we are through 5 full innings of play. BMD, thank you for your time.
Thanks for having me.
Good luck down there in the 8th inning. We'll be checking in with you at that time. Alpha 1, Cable 14.
Thanks,
It begins July 20th.
So July 20th, bud. Can't wait.
I don't think the plane crash was an accident.
I have been following the collective. You have not handled any cases like this one.
This isn't an accident. It is a cover-up.
I'm gonna find out what happened and why. Those people will go to any lengths to silence the truth.
The Collective. All new Wednesday at 10. Only on Showcase.
The Hamilton Network is currently taking a break for the summer. But listen, we just wanted to let you know that you can still catch repeat episodes Monday through Friday at 5 p.m. You can also go to cable14.com to watch any episodes from this past season.
Welcome back to Hamilton Cardinals Friday Night Baseball on Cable 14. BMD heads back down towards the ring, but let's talk to you about what you will see at the Purge on July the 20th. Mark Wheeler and Jesse V, the former Alpha One Tag Team Champions, take on former Impact Wrestling World Champion Rich Swann and Jay Christ. There you see it, Steve Carino, front and center, a 4 p.m. bell time down at the Columbus Club of Hamilton. Also on that night, Mike Forte, Stony Creek's own, takes on former AEW star Jose the Assassin. And Jose's got into it with Mike Forte's family. The big one, Saber's last chance, last man standing. Steve Carino, the special guest referee, the alpha male title on the line. BMD versus Shane Saber. And one more recently announced, formerly of Alpha One Wrestling, Brandon Cutler challenges for the Zero Gravity Champion against the fan favorite, the Prize City OG, Alec Price. All that, much more coming your way July 20th. Be there at the Columbus Club and then watch it on Cable 14. Oh, it feels good to say that.
Definitely does.
I've been waiting a long time for that relationship to come together, and I am so proud that I was able to be a part of putting that together.
That's a peanut butter and banana sandwich coming together, man.
Oh, yeah. Can't wait to expand that partnership as we get going. Takioka to first. Out as Owen Boone with the quick cover.
Great play by Rempel and a great flip, and Boone on there right in time to beat the sliding Takioka at first.
And Owen Boone having a bit of a chuckle with Jonathan Salazzo on it. Lucas Bateman will step in.
Got a big smile on his face. You know he's dealing when he's got a smile on his face.
Well, he's coming off striking out the side, then makes a nifty little defensive play in concert with Tanner Rempel. Who, by the way, you hit it with anywhere within 3 feet of Rempel on any side of him.
Exactly.
Speaking of which, Rempel into foul territory, and whoa, 2 away and then makes the toss behind his back.
Yeah, you know, the flip to the Tommy Reyes Cruz like nothing happened here. A big smile on his face too.
Well, he's always smiling.
I know.
Again, when he's not available, when he's not in the lineup, there's a reason that they love having him in the dugout even when he's not available, is that he's that kind of guy. He's a team guy.
Yep.
Big-time character. You can see why he's been beloved as a coach as well for younger players.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if my kids are playing baseball, that's the kind of guy I want coaching them.
Oh, no question.
In fact, I wonder if he could come out Smithville way and do some instruction.
You know, a little private lesson in the backyard even.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind. I'll work the grill and we can square it up.
I'm sure he's a big enough guy. He wouldn't turn down a free meal.
Hey, I'm not
He
bad.
may even bring Tyler with him.
That's all right, too. We got Sour Patch Kids in the kitchen.
Well, how did your monster cookies come out? Because you made me jealous.
Oh, the Monster Cookie Bars?
Yeah.
Fantastic. They told me I had to eat soft food.
Well, I guess that counts.
So, oats, peanut butter,
Yep.
M&Ms and chocolate chips. But they, kind of melty because they were baked, right?
Yep. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, tremendous. A little bit of
You have to
maple.
send me the recipe for that because I'm now going to have to make those.
Can do. A little bit of maple syrup in there. It's
man.
so easy. You'll love it. It's so easy.
I have to fight the kids off to get more than one. We got bees flying from all over the place in here now.
I thought they were June bugs at first.
No, they're the bees.
Yeah,
Somebody turned up a nest here.
I'm not crazy about that.
No, neither am I. There's a lot.
As Owen Boone.
Last time I saw this was in Kitchener, and we had to kill a whole swarm of them.
As I back my chair away, and Boone strikes out another. It's Ortega who goes down looking.
Was there a nest on top of the press box here? Because now
Maybe
they're
got hit.
Yeah. Something has definitely stirred these guys up.
Wonder if Eric knows a good exterminator.
Yeah.
Middle of the sixth. Let's hear from our friends at Rawlings.
My first professional glove, that's the one I remember the most. When I was coming up, even though it wasn't that long ago, having your name on a glove was a big deal.
Welcome back to Hamilton Cardinals Friday Night Baseball on Cable 14. A very trepidatious Reed and Neil back up top with you as we're in the middle of a swarm of bumblebees.
And I'm not sure where they all came from all of a sudden, but something woke them up. That's for sure.
And I'm not crazy about it, I got to tell you.
No, neither am I.
The Cardinals back to the bats.
You're not allergic, are you?
We can discuss that later.
Okay.
As great time for us
to back up here.
You might see some of them flying by our broadcast location. It's the reason why we're both currently
like
sitting
backing away from the window here.
Yeah, this is Friday Night Baseball.
This is Friday Night Baseball. We're just kind of like going
with a very relaxed tilt.
Yeah, we usually you're gonna have to make a mental note. Pack the fly swatters from now on.
Yeah, or at the very least a net.
Yeah, or start bringing those beekeeper tires here and calling big games in full on gear.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
As Luis Bernardo steps in after being called out on.
So they called.
And I think Luis just got hit by one down at field level.
Yeah. Not sure where they all came out of, but yeah, they're definitely flying around like crazy. I'm just making sure my better half realizes that she should probably seek a different location because she is allergic to bees.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Now, if they're bumblebees, as I think they are, they will bite more so than sting, I believe.
Yeah, but let's not take that.
No, I don't really want to take any chances.
No.
All right, Luis Bernardo has been told he needs to return to the dugout as he was called out on the batter's interference.
Yeah. It should be Salazzo leading this thing off.
And Jonathan Salazzo is going to be the man to step in.
Stepping up to the plate, third baseman, number 17.
This is extremely uncomfortable.
Yeah. We get wireless? Go downstairs and call from there?
Yeah, exactly. Where's that office that Matt's in? And does it have room for two more? As Pedro de los Santos. Salazzo runs that back up the middle over to first. In time. One away. And I don't think Jonathan Salazzo necessarily agrees with it.
Salazzo retired on the 6-3 for the first out of the 6th inning. Owen Boone, by the way, quietly has 10 strikeouts in the contest.
Having an incredible night again on Friday night.
And again, the bats have just been kind of silent here while he's been on the mound.
Yeah, Cardinals have got to find a way to get him some run support.
Hopefully Rempel can start the...
And Rempel almost swung out of his shoes. You know, what I'm hoping here, Neil, is that with nightfall coming, that this action's going to settle down a little bit.
I would think so. Maybe they're just going to go back to sleep here and, be over done with.
That would be preferable.
Matt Crilly jumping in with a reminiscence of the Jobber Chamberlain bug game. Well, don't bring that up, too.
Oh, thanks, Matt.
Yeah. Matt likes to stir the pot.
Of course he does. Because he's downstairs.
He's downstairs. He's got the biggest spoon known to man, probably. Probably eating your pretzel.
Of course he is. No, Neil, they're June bugs. There's one on a hat.
All right, so we're not so worried then.
Oh, all right. Okay.
Okay, we're safe. We're safe. It's just June bugs.
Whew.
Whew.
All right, everybody take a sigh of relief.
All right.
I thought the same thing.
Well, because all I saw was the wings flapping and it's like flying out of nowhere.
All right, that makes a lot more sense. Rempel's going to go down on strikes. Aren't you happy you tuned into Friday Night Baseball?
Yeah, we're going to have to get a close-up of that one because nobody's ever going to believe us in this one.
You got pro wrestling, you got baseball, you got a nature report.
That can go on Jono's hat here, and, well, hopefully it's not laying eggs.
That is a giant June bug.
Yeah.
All right, I'm a lot happier now.
Yeah.
That's all right. I can deal with the June bugs.
We can take that one.
June bugs in July. Is that a oxymoron or?
At least it's not cicadas, because that would have just been loud.
Oh, good Lord. We had cicadas, and Pedro de los Santos just waved one away from himself.
Yep. Somebody stirred the nest up, though, somewhere.
Yeah, they're everywhere.
At the foul ball or something.
Well, I feel a lot better for Luis Bernardo, too, because he was dealing with one of them down in the batter's box, and if it was a June bug as opposed to a bee, it's a lot easier to work with.
That it is. We can handle these. These are fine.
I was wondering because they looked awfully clumsy, just whacking themselves into the roof.
I know.
And that doesn't look like bees. Ball up to first base on the ground. Reyes Cruz beat it out.
Tommy extends the wheels here and gets bored here with 2 away.
And Pedro de los Santos is making his opinion known.
Yeah.
Now Pedro's going to have to be careful.
It's going in the scorebook as an E3 officially.
Jono's got bug spray.
He came to take care of us.
But we're not in as bad of shape now that we know they're June bugs.
Now we know they're June bugs. We're okay. But I think he's taking the one off his hat here, though.
Yeah. And he might need a new hat.
Yep. It's a good thing he knows a guy. Or no, actually has a merch store coming along now, too.
Yeah, Cable 14 merchandise coming.
I got my shirt on the other day, and it was like, I'm wearing it around town. People were getting jealous.
Got to, I wear my hat on the golf course all the time.
Oh, the hat goes everywhere. That's my Saturday hat.
Now, the next thing we got to do is work on the co-branded Alpha One Cable 14 merch. That'll be.
If you need a hand with something, let me know. I figured out how to do some of that stuff now.
That'll be the way to go. Really? I think so. See, I say these things on the air.
Yeah.
Well, he's
sitting right beside us here. Yep.
I already talked to Brendan about it. He's already got ideas. And I've just buried my friend.
Yep. Way to throw both of you underneath the bus in one foul swoop here.
If I'm going, he's coming with me.
You need a helmet?
I needed a helmet a long time ago.
Yeah. Should we just get some bubble wrap to make the cushion the landing at least?
Yeah, exactly. I needed a helmet before I got the tooth knocked out that led to all the trouble. Anyway.
The bugs have been dispelled.
That's a great idea by Jono. Just a little spray along the thing here. Keeps them all That's dad knowledge right there.
Exactly.
He's been camping.
He's been to many baseball parks, probably in Barrie, and going, yeah, how do we repel these things?
Yep.
He's going down. He's going to every camera now to spray around there. But he's a smart guy.
That's why we love him.
That's why we love him.
2-2 the count to Pena. Foul tap that one back. Big spot here for the Cardinals. 2 away. Man on first after Reyes Cruz legged it out. There's still nobody warming up for the Cardinals, by the way, so Owen Boone's going to come back out for the 7th.
Yeah, oh yeah. Especially when you got, it's the first of 3 this weekend. You got Guelph tomorrow, and then you got London back here on Sunday. So
yeah, Boone can keep him running.
Yep. He'll tell you when he's done.
Pena hammers it to second. On the hop, it's picked up. Nice play made. And tossed over to first. Lucas Bateman looking like a goalie. 6th innings down. We remain tied 2 runs apiece. And as we usually do, when we're through 6 innings, we must say thank you to our great friends at Little Caesars Pizza. They feed the machine that is Hamilton Cardinals Friday Night Baseball on Cable 14. 280 Queenston Road. They do an awesome job. And actually, Neil, I may make a stop there on my way up here for the All-Star game on the 20th.
Yeah, I'll definitely. 2 orders of Crazy Bread, sir, because I know how much you love Crazy Bread.
Yeah, it's going to have to be multiples.
Yeah. So we're getting some official words from the folks downstairs. Anna says the June bugs nest are in the soil. So we're not sure why they're all suddenly stirred up here. Maybe all the wrestling brouhaha's down the line here or something? Who knows?
Well, I'm going to blame Shane Saber and Mark Wheeler.
Yeah, that's fine. We'll blame them. They're big guys. They can
handle
that load.
Yep. Well, especially Wheeler, who's talking to Emily Thompson right now. The size of the shoulders on that guy.
Yep.
Well, you can see why Mark Wheeler makes friends everywhere he goes.
Yeah. With friends like that, who needs enemies?
Emily Thompson, who is like the nicest person on the planet, was shaking her head at him.
Yep. Encouraging the fans to boo that man. And boo they did.
Well, he's used to it, I got to tell you. Mark Wheeler, he knows all about being booed.
Mm-hmm.
He's from Hamilton, and he gets booed here. He went to school at Mohawk, for crying out loud.
No love for the local.
His tag team partner, who we talked about earlier, Jesse V, 6'4", 275 pounds.
275 pounds on that frame. Goodness.
He can fly from the top rope. His signature move is a clutch and go, which is a schoolboy roll-up that he turns into a one-arm power bomb. He's one of the scariest human beings I've ever been around.
No doubt. Cassie Watt's going to lead off the 7th inning here. Pair of strikeouts to his record tonight.
As Boone trying to motor through 7. And Watt looking to put the bunt down. Boone over to it. Quick toss to Rempel, 1 away. Great play by Boone. His momentum was taking him the other direction.
That it was, and Cassie Watt tried to slide one past the wily veteran out there, but no luck tonight. So top of the 7th inning in London at Labatt Park, it's a 1-1 tie. Again, no surprise, Piano and Jacob Cush still back on the mound here as well.
What a toss from Boone. Rempel didn't even have to move. He just had to put his glove up.
Yep. Here hit the target, and the Baycats have blown it open in Dominico Field. Top of the 6th inning, it's now 8-1 Baycats over the Maple Leafs.
It hasn't been consistent, but we know they have the ability to do that.
Yep. They are a hurting unit right now, though. No Rios, no Malik Williams.
Aye.
No Francisco Hernandez as well. So it's like, yeah, three big guys out of the lineup.
Still getting it done.
Still getting it done. And just Josh Matlow's been putting together the lineups with duct tape and glue some nights. But he's finding ways to get guys in there, relying on that junior program, the 22U program they got going out there, and found some studs in there.
This one on the ground. Boone to cover first. Reyes Cruz with the toss to him, and it's 2 away as Savage grounds out. And Boone is still cruising.
I think he's going to bring up Jeremy Veilleux, who's 0 for 2. Strikeout and a ground out so far.
Boone is through 6 2/3, just crossed 90 pitches.
And the fans, you know what they want one again. Time for a refill.
Well, I guess so. Yeah, the last one was the second.
It's also the last call because it's the 7th inning.
That's right. They want Boone to make it worthwhile.
That they do.
As Boone will wind and deliver. Oy! That's not what they were looking for.
That was not in time. They want a refund on that one.
Yeah, Boone plunks Jeremy Veilleux. Just came out of his hand funny. And that'll bring up Brody Black.
That's the second hit by pitch tonight for Boone, which is very unlike him.
And the last time there was a hit by pitch, it was Black who made it count with the home run.
Yep. And Boone did strike him out his next at bat up, but there's always the next one. There is somebody down in the bullpen. Judging by the frame, it looks like it could be Connor Corey.
That was going to be my first guess.
Connor I left the glasses in the car today.
Just taking a peek. I'm fairly certain it's Connor Corey.
Yep. That makes it a little easier. Yeah, it is. It is. Thanks to the guys in the truck for bailing us out yet again.
They're used to it.
Yep. Guys and gals. Yes.
Good catch. 1-1 the count. As Brody Black trying to extend this top of 7. And he'll lift that one up and foul. There you go.
Wouldn't be baseball without one of those.
Josh behind us, bringing in the sound effects.
Yep.
1-2 is the count. Josh, who, by the way, not only the PA announcer for the Hamilton Cardinals, but in the winter with the Caledonia Corvairs, and does a tremendous job.
That he does.
I know a lot of the folks with the Corvairs, and they love him. I was lucky enough to do play-by-play for 3 Sutherland Cup finals. Oh, Boone!
Man.
Got Black, 11 Ks. They had to abandon one half of the spear. He's got so many tonight.
Yeah, well, exactly. It would be top heavy. The poor guy wouldn't be able to make it down the stairs with all those things and bounce at the same time.
And there you see Connor Corey, who I believe is likely going to come in here for the way Boone went off, that does put a question mark to it. Connor Corey will be ready for the 8th, but may or may not be called upon for it.
I think there's still a negotiation going on down here between the coaches and perhaps Mr. Boone. We can't see into the dugout from this angle.
But at some point here, Neil, with the way that Boone is pitched, the offense has got to get him a run.
Oh, exactly. And this would be a perfect opportunity to get him a run, and it's like maybe a couple here and off Pedro de los Santos. And then you can tell Mr. Boone, hey, take the rest of the night off. You got the lead here. You're in position to get the win. We got this.
De Los Santos has given up 18 runs on the season, 14 of those earned in 21 2/3 innings coming in.
But we've both seen firsthand what this guy can do when he's on his game.
Absolutely. I believe it was with the Kitchener Panthers. He came in here and twirled a gem.
Yeah, 8.5 innings.
Yep.
Only reason he left the ball game is because I think he finally ran out of gas.
Yeah, he was up at 140-something
pitches. Yeah, it was something ridiculous.
There you see Owen Boone, and Neil, I don't think he's coming out.
No, I think he's.
I think he's staying in this ball game.
I think he's zoned in there, and he's like, you know what? I'm just going back out there, and the only way you're not going to make me out there is you put up a huge number here.
Yeah, well, exactly. That is the other side of that.
Hang a crooked number so I can take the rest of the night off, please.
Kakado, I don't even know if the way he's zoned in tonight, he may be wanting to go. Kakados, Nickel, Dominguez, 2 up for the Cardinals.
96 pitches at this point for him, so you might let him go one more here, but again, it's going to be probably a very short leash.
Well,
base runner.
The back end you got of the Cardinals bullpen, Peters, Rodney, who I believe is starting to loosen up down there.
Yep. Of course, it's also Mr. Peters' birthday, so happy birthday to Corbin Peters.
Hey, happy birthday, Corbin. Absolute fireballer.
I love that the Cardinals social team is all over that, so I don't have to be.
That helps. Kakados on the ground is short. Charging throw. Play made at first. Really nicely done by Lucas Lefebvre, who transitioned that ball quick and retires Kakados.
I'm going to bring up Brendan Nickel, who's 0 for 2, but did walk and got stranded on the base paths in the first inning. Pop up to the catcher and a fly out to center field. On the stat sheet today.
This is where you need the Southern Arkansas superstar to come up with a big one.
Yep.
He nearly put it out of this park in the 5th inning when we had BMD in here.
Yep.
And Dale Santos run that one way inside. Nickel with Dominguez behind him. Then if somebody reaches base, Tyler Duncan.
Trying to understand what those kids were saying about the chant or something about a finger painting. So
didn't catch it.
No. What happened to batter or whatever? We don't want a broken ladder or something. What happened in those days?
I remember that. Yeah. I think they're also preparing down at the ring in left field.
Yep.
I see BMD and Luke Hayden getting ready to go down there. Waiting on Shane Saber and Mark Wheeler to come in.
This is the third wrestling promo night we've had at this ballpark since you and I have been together. And It's been like, this is definitely stepped up its game.
I have heard rumors that should there be a return of it next year, there may be a full wrestling card taking place down in left field.
All right, I'm going to be booking off that day at work so I don't miss any of the action. And I want a ringside seat.
Maybe
we'll timekeeper then. I'll be a guest timekeeper, do a Bob Uecker appearance or something,
I'm just throwing out some rumors that I have
cross
heard.
something off the bucket list that's been on there since I was 12 years old or something like that,
Oh, we can make something happen.
Yeah.
I know they're due to start that match the top of the 8th, so I think BMD and Luke Caden just getting loose early down there.
Yep.
That's Pedro de los Santos. This is just way too much fun.
Oh.
Nickel slaps that one into left center field.
He heard you.
He's on with the single.
He definitely heard you.
Well, now can they bring him around? With one away, Carlos Dominguez will step up.
Dominguez is 1 for 3 in the contest. Reached on a fielder's choice, stole a base, has a single in the first inning, and flew out to left field. Red Sox just 2 hits in the contest. The Cardinals have got 9, but only 2 runs to show for it.
I think Dominguez was asking for time there briefly. And the pitch is outside, ball 1. Can this be a big moment for one of the Cardinals' newcomers?
So his bottom hand is actually off the end of the bat.
That's a different grip.
Yeah, it's like way up here, and then it's like the bottom 2 fingers almost are off the end of the bat.
Now, Pedro de los Santos in a little bit of danger here, Neil. Count is 2-0. You're in a tie game, and Tyler Duncan is the man on deck.
And that one goes off Dominguez, where that was a hit and run in play. Dominguez trying his best to just put it in play there, and he had the whole right side of the infield moving.
Yeah, and he had Nickel, who, if that had been in play on the run, would have been at least a third.
Yep, if it gets through there for sure. And the right fielder is way back there, so he might have been able to come around first to home on that play.
De Los Santos delivers. Dominguez flares it. Will it make it through the infield? Nice play made by Bateman to get 1.
Lucas Bateman has just been a gamer since day one, since joining the Red Sox. Of course, a product of the Brantford Junior program as well. So the local doing a great job here on that play.
Is this a moment for the former MVP of the IBL?
Right man, right place would be a great time to get one here.
Rocky Mountain Thunder has a man in scoring position in the bottom of the 7th inning in a tie ball game. And with the way Nickel can run, it doesn't have to be a blast out of here. If it touches green, Nickel's coming home. And Nickel's going to be up to third.
That one was just deflected off Savage's equipment here. And the Cardinals get a very lucky bounce here in the 8th inning. Or sorry, bottom of the 7th.
Well, now it's on Duncan.
Yep. Now he's got to bring him home somehow. With 2 away here.
If you're the Red Sox here, do you almost consider putting Duncan on first and pitching to Luis Bernardo?
I think you go after, especially when you've had better success against Bernardo tonight.
2-0 the count to Duncan. Well, especially with the way that Luis Bernardo has been treated at home plate.
Exactly. You might be able to just stick another one in here and just stir the pot even further with Bernardo and get to the point where he's just off his game.
De Los Santos delivers, and Duncan flared that back foul. 2-1. He wanted to send that to a different area code. De Los Santos delivers. Duncan on the ground. Can he beat it out to first? The charge. Duncan! The throw is wild. Nichols scores.
Duncan has to race back to first to make sure he comes through here, but he comes through with, I'm likely going to see a single. The run was going to come home regardless anyways. He's aboard on a single, I'm guessing. Shortstop had no play.
Tried to force it, and it's going to be an RBI single for Tyler Duncan. So Duncan comes through in a big spot for the Cardinals.
And that's what you need in this situation.
And that gives Owen Boone a 3-2 lead. And Luis Bernardo looks at a first pitch strike.
Bernardo's last time out got called out at the plate on batter's interference.
A dubious batter's interference.
Yeah. You have to watch that one later.
I don't think I'm stretching to say that. Duncan being checked back at first.
Yeah, because it didn't look like Savage had the baseball in his hand at all.
And Bernardo ducked down to get out of his way.
Yeah, but unfortunately, it looks like it might have gone off the bat, and that's probably what happened. We couldn't see on the camera angle from there because it just looked like the ball was bouncing.
Bernardo shoots it back up the middle, but there's Bateman, who has been in trouble. And that will retire the side for the Cardinals. But the big news is Nickel comes home. It's a 3-2 Cardinals lead. And I believe they're getting set to start the match down in left field as BMD and Luke Caden are waiting on Shane Saber and Mark.
Who are those guys? Very much so, sir. It's a pleasure to meet you.
You like it?
I'm telling you, that's a hit. Guess I'll see you in the movies.
Get ready, Hamilton. It's the 2025 IBL Home Run Derby and All-Star Game. Hosted by the Hamilton Cardinals at beautiful Bernie Arbor Stadium. Watch the league's top sluggers crush moonshots in the Derby. Then see the best of the best go head-to-head under the lights in the All-Star Game. Grab your tickets now at HamiltonCardinals.com or watch it live on Cable 14. Because this summer, the stars shine brightest in Hamilton.
Welcome back to Hamilton Cardinals Friday Night Baseball here on Cable 14. That's the Alpha Male champion, BMD, putting a whooping on Mark Wheeler out at ringside. He was inviting the fans for a couple of shots. It's a tag team match as Luke Caden rolls Shane Saber back into the squared circle. BMD jamming Wheeler's head into that top turnbuckle. Up to the shoulders goes Saber, fireman's carry position. Gutbuster from BMD. And BMD's taking them both out right now, Neil. Welcome to Hamilton.
Oh.
Onto his partner.
Ouch.
Oh, it is wild down there. The Cardinals bullpen is watching the wrestling
They're not
match.
sure which one they're supposed to be watching. Somebody's going to get kangaroo courted because of that, because they're like, we're not watching the baseball game. You're watching the wrestling.
Luke Caden's up on the top rope down there and flying into the pile as Owen Boone continuing along here in the 8th inning.
Boone looking to close this one out and potentially give the bullpen the night off here. Well, there is a 56 down there somewhere, too, so. But Connor Corey looks like he's ready to go if needed, should the situation arrive.
Yeah, half the bullpen's watching the game, half the bullpen's watching the wrestling match. I've got keeping eyes on both as Owen Boone just continues dealing a 2-1 count to Lefebvre. How about our guys for Cable 14 keeping us on both action? Oh, knee to the back from Sabre on the outside, and he gets knocked off there. Meanwhile, Lefebvre swings through the pitch to run the count to 2-2. The Hamilton Cardinals have taken Pro Wrestling Night to the next level with a full-on ring and event going on.
Yep.
And it'll only get better in the future.
Indeed.
As Lefebvre rockets this into left center field. Over to get it is Duncan as Lefebvre rounds first. And he's on with the single. Paulus will step in. He struck out 3 times tonight.
And that's going to put the bullpen back to work here. Catcher putting his mask on back down there, and Connor Corey going back to work to get loose again.
And Rod Black is actually here as well, watching Brody Black, his young man. And he's got to be awful proud tonight with Brody Black having hit a home run in this ball game. Bunt play on, and Paulos will send that back to the screen. Shane Sabre and Mark Wheeler have taken control down on the wrestling side as well. Sabre up taunting the fans. It's a big contingent of fans down there that have gone over to see this. Look at the number of people that have stuck around here into the 8th inning of this ball game. 3-2 game, all sorts of insanity. Jonathan Salazzo's come in on the infield grass. Bunt being put down. And that's again going to scream back up and over the top. So that'll take the bunt away. Ticats with 47 seconds left in the third quarter, up 37-19 on the Argos. Argos in the red zone, 1st and 10 on the Hamilton 14. So trying to at least get it back to a 2-score ball game. That could be a race to the finish like we've got here. As Boone will wind and deliver. And he got him. Paulos has struck out 4 times in the ball game.
Asking the umpire where that one was, but he's still having words with him as he goes back to the dugout.
And Takioka will step in. 1 away with a runner on.
Takioka and Bateman, the only ones without a strikeout. Oh, sorry, Andrew Savage as well. But 12 strikeouts in the night for Owen Boone tonight.
BMD is willing Luke Caden on down at the ring to crawl over for a tag as Takioka steps in. And Boone opens him up with a strike.
I think Jono's trying to get your attention about the final score in his Suns game here.
Hey, 6-3 final.
There you go. The beating that Windsor selects.
All right.
Always good when you beat Windsor.
That's how I have a championship ring.
Of course, they're among the front runners for the IBL expansion.
Oh, that'd be fun with Chatham Kent in the league. And wow,
somebody's car just got a souvenir.
That almost ended up in the ring.
Yeah, that would have been scary.
Poor Luke Caden over there is feeling it from both Shane Sabre and Mark Wheeler as they have taken over and they have kept the alpha male champion on the outside helpless. Luke Caden, who came in earlier on to help out BMD, wielding a baseball bat at the time. As Boone with the look, 0-2 to Takioka. That one comes in high, 1-2. BMD tagged in down there, and he's going wild. He's dropping everybody. I've never called a wrestling match at a baseball game at the same time before. This is awesome.
Oh, somebody just went over the ropes.
Yeah, that was BMD tossing Shane Saber to the floor. Oh, Takioka fouled that one off the inside of his foot.
That one's going to leave a mark.
Yow. But check out the stalling suplex. BMD just had Mark Wheeler up for about 30 seconds.
The referee just get kicked in the face there, or was that somebody else?
Oh, it could have been. Referee Brad Myers, I think, might be down. You can hear the roar of the crowd from down there. BMD with a blue thunder bomb as Owen Boone dealt that one outside. 2-2 the count to Takioka.
108 pitches for Boone now, so he's doing yeoman's work now.
Yeah, you got to figure he's just trying to get out of this inning and turn the game over, and Takioka just keeps this at back going. He's turning it into a marathon. There's the seat service.
Yep, there's the seat service.
And there's the ring as Luke Caden again feeling
Where was this guy in the third inning when we asked for pretzels?
Luke Caden is in big trouble down there. Wheeler and Saber have him picked out.
We have to put him on speed dial or something.
Yeah, we got to talk to Eric about that. Now, Takioka calling time.
Just trying to throw Boone off his routine here.
Yeah, is he just trying to single-handedly get Owen Boone out of this ball game?
Mm-hmm. He's doing a good job of it so far.
2-2 is the count. Boone desperately wants to put him away as Luke Caden unfortunately just got rolled out of the ring. Delivery, and Takioka again spins it foul.
We got that many guys in the bullpen, or we got extra spectators down there now?
I think a bunch of guys snuck down there to get a look.
I'm going, that bullpen's usually like 5 or 6, not 12.
Mark Wheeler just super kicked his own tag team partner.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, you see the guys, Fernando Rodney's watching the wrestling.
Well, Fernando's hoping for the rest of the night off here.
As Owen Boone with the look in. Got him that time. Throw on to second. Just couldn't get the strike him out, throw him out.
Lucky number 13 for Mr. Owen Boone tonight.
Got him on the K.
I think Lucas Lefebvre is hurt here, so.
Emily Thompson just counted the 3.
We got an injury on the clay here. I'm not sure if it's.
Well, Takioka's getting looked over by the athletic therapist, but remember you said earlier, Brad Myers took a super kick. Emily Thompson ran down, put the referee's shirt on.
I made the call.
Oh, you see Lefebvre as he slid in.
Yeah. Lucas Lefebvre getting some medical assistance here. Well, he's a gamer. He wants to stay in the ball game here.
He will stay in.
I think he jammed his shoulder. Sliding into the base.
Lucas Bateman will step up with 2 away. And Lefebvre on second. Take another look. There's Emily Thompson counting the 3. And it's Luke Caden, the young man. That's his first pinfall victory in Alpha One Wrestling.
Well, congratulations to the youngster.
He's a youngster with a very bright future. Strike called there as Boone delivers. Slider on the run.
73 strikes to 40 balls for Boone tonight.
He has been dealing. You know what I'm going to hear now, though?
Yep.
Emily Thompson's not a licensed referee. I guarantee you.
I guarantee you.
That is how Mark Wheeler tries to get out of this.
Yeah. It's not a real decision, Lyra.
He didn't have Jesse V here. He didn't have his real tag team partner. There's going to be excuses. I can already feel it.
Oh, yeah.
Boone delivers. Tap back foul, 1-2.
Will he wait till the next taping, or is he going to come air his grievances up here?
I hope he waits till the taping. I don't want to deal with an angry Mark Wheeler up here.
Oh.
Jono's going to have to throw him out.
Oh, man, look what happened there.
You've got to be kidding.
Oh, thanks.
What do we got going on?
We got
up
some
here?
chips. We got some voodoo Cajun stuff.
All right.
Chips from Louisiana. Well, thank you so much.
As this one's twisted high in foul territory, Rempel, Owen Boone through 8. 2 earned runs on the board. What a performance from Owen Boone. As Boone will, he's coming out, Neil. He got the hugs from everybody on the way in.
Hey, 13 strikeouts. You gave us 8 innings. We got you the lead. Let's go get you the W now.
Well, that'll be the quest as we hit the middle of the 8th inning.
I think they're a little spicy.
What a night this has been.
Oh, man.
We hit the middle of the 8th inning. The Cardinals.
Dear Journal. On the night of one, Boone struck out 13. We saw a wrestling ring at a baseball game. We saw a wrestling match. We saw our friend Emily call the pinfall.
And, Neil, you were part of the official announcement of Alpha One Wrestling Cable 14 getting together.
Yeah, it's a bunch of journal entries are going to have to go in tonight. That's for sure. And poor John's dying of here because of the heat.
Spicy, are they potato chips?
There's potato chips, I think.
New Orleans kettle style. Oh,
there's
boy.
Potato chips. New Orleans kettle style voodoo chips. That just got me scared just watching John go through the hot ones here, and it's just like, okay.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so there's the spicy Cajun that Jono is feeling.
And he's like, not recommending we eat those ones.
I'm not touching the voodoo chips. This is my free. Yeah, here we are.
There you go.
So there's the voodoo chips. Neil's got them.
Yep.
There's the spicy Cajun that Jono's got. I'm not touching any of them, guys.
Well, I will save these till Sunday when Matt's up here, and him and I will probably die in pain during the 2nd or 3rd inning.
With it.
The pitcher was definitely hot.
Yeah. Owen Boone, he's hotter than the voodoo chips.
Yep. He's down there talking to a couple of friends, I think his family and everything else down there, and said, yeah, my night's done.
I just pitched 8 innings, 13 strikeouts.
13. Lucky 13.
Yeah, another incredible performance.
And Matt's like, geez, thanks for eating chips now.
From Mr. Friday Night, Owen Boone. Yeah, remember when I said earlier about throwing Brendan under the bus?
Yeah.
Matt just did this.
Well, he deserves it after last Sunday. I'm sorry. Breaking up a no-hitter in 2 different games. Not just here. 2 games.
2-1 the count to Jonathan Salazzo.
All the unwritten broadcast rules, he threw them out the window.
See, I always get mad at Troy for that when he says shutout in the middle of a game.
Yeah.
I'm like, you can't do it.
We're in the 5th inning, and he says exactly that.
Oh, that's way too early to be saying it anyway.
But he said it not only for this game, but the game that was going on somewhere else that went into the 7th inning.
Oh, see, all right.
Yeah.
We're going to have to sit down with Matt.
Yeah, you have to explain the finer points of that, of the thou shall nots.
As Fernando Rodney is now getting loose down in the Cardinals bullpen.
Are you going to need some Tums or some Maalox afterwards, or are you going to be okay?
Jono's doing okay.
He's doing all right.
He's doing all right. He's more concerned about
the brows sweating a little bit, but that's okay.
Getting the shot, and the
man.
umpire says Salazzo went around, and I don't think so, but Salazzo down on strikes for the first out.
All right, so Matt's correcting us on that one.
Oh, no.
Uh-oh. Let it be known I did not jinx the Kitchener game. I admit to the Garces one, so he's owning up to that one. We needed the W, but Owen McNeil had my full respect. Of course, the Panthers. Owen McNeil works for Rawlings, by the way.
Okay, well, we need to talk to him.
Yes, we need to talk to him.
As Pedro De Los Santos first pitch to Rempel, who hammers it into center field, but that cavernous middle of the ballpark, it'll die out for Apollo's 2 away. Matt is starting to sound like Mark Wheeler with some of the excuses. I got to tell you,
I know.
I didn't break. It wasn't me.
It was the one-armed man.
That's right.
Got blinded by the lights. I don't know.
I'm not a licensed broadcaster. See, it's all starting to sound.
Yeah, it's starting to sound like that.
Yeah. I don't know. I've listened to Matt. He does a pretty darn good job, I got to tell you.
Yeah, he does. We're just razzing him because we can.
I've worked with Matt up here while he was pitch tracking at the same time.
He does that every Sunday.
It's incredible.
Mm-hmm.
Good on him for that level of multitasking. I do not have that ability. Tommy Reyes Cruz on the ground. From short to first. And now we will await the entrance of the legend. But before we get to that, our thanks to our friends at TS Media for the incredible shots that you see in the intro, the spotlights of the players, the work that crew has done. Storm Harding, Matty Gallant, Justin Ishmael. I know them real well. This is their handiwork as we take a look at the July 6th game coming up 2 p.m. against the London Majors. And, Neil, they're going to need a big one.
They're going to need all the help they can get that day, that's for sure. It's going to be all hands on deck. The London Majors are not going away quietly, that's for sure.
They're going to need to look as good in that game as TS Media and Cable 14 made them look at Media Day. Is Joe Hendry actually here?
I don't know, but if he is, I'm going to be getting phone calls from my other friends for sure. I'm sorry, that WrestleMania entrance just blew me right out of my seat.
Oh, that was
I'm
awesome.
Screaming at the top of my lungs. Jenny's like going, what in the heck are you doing up there? Then the dogs both started barking because they were enjoying it.
Yeah, that was fantastic.
So great for him.
Great match, too, with Randy Orton.
Yeah.
Here we go. Coming out of the left field bullpen.
This is like 6 appearances, and I still get the same goosebumps.
And walking his way, the World Series champion. One of the best to ever do it. Just let Josh take it away right there.
As always, he nailed it once again. I wake up hearing that some mornings in my head now. Just that, how he does it.
Luis Bernardo on the hill with his good friend.
Yep. You and me, old friend, one more time. Let's go have some fun. And probably just some reminders. The last time these guys hit the ball over the fence on you.
That's right.
Be mad. Be very mad.
And a mad Fernando Rodney is a great Fernando Rodney.
Yeah. I never saw him get that mad in the majors as he got in that game against Welland on that call at first base. Like, I thought that was just crazy. I'm texting 3 people, and, I'm going, if that doesn't tell you how much this guy wants to win here,
oh yeah,
I don't know what will.
He still wants it.
Oh, yeah. John is going to retire down there and go with the headset on. And probably go get some colder water. And some Tums and some Malox and something else because he polished off both bags.
Including the voodoo chips.
Yeah. He got voodoo and he got hot, spicy Cajun.
I got to think that Owen Boone is likely going to be the man on the headset tonight.
Yeah.
But we will wait and see.
Yep.
And I got to see if maybe Owen Boone and BMD can get a nice shot with the twin belts.
Mm-hmm. Well, you know a guy. You could probably get that to happen.
Yeah, I'm already getting ready to text him.
Well, barring anything crazy, I'm pretty sure he's the wings-up player of the game. Not to spoil that one.
Well, 3 outs to go.
Yep.
And it starts with Ortega.
Christian Ortega, the Miami native. Followed by Cassidy Watt and Andrew Savage here. Due up in the order for the Red Sox. Down by a run here in the 9th inning.
He does not have to face the gentleman who sent it over the wall on him.
Yeah, but he might come up and, if they get some base runners up here, so.
That's the danger.
Actually, he won't because he's in Ottawa, but I meant the other guy. Brody Black.
Brody Black, who was part of that rally.
Yeah, that's what I thought you were mentioning. Sorry. Not Tim Hollick. Tim Hollick is with the Ottawa Titans and doing really rather well up there.
Yeah, congratulations to him. And the first night we saw him, we were pretty sure he wasn't going to be around long.
Nope. It's like, yeah, that guy can play. What's he doing here? And, well, we answered that question. He was just waiting for a ticket for Ottawa.
Outside edge, not given. So starts out with a 2-0 count. Rodney has to look into Luis Bernardo. Delivers. Ortega on the ground. It's going to skip foul, 2-1. Probably better in that case it did skip fouls. That one was dying out on Salazzo.
London Majors and Guelph Royals heading to the top of the ninth inning. 2-1 Majors over the Royals. Skylar Janice on the hill, looking for his 6th save of the season. Or sorry, 4th save, 5th win. He's got 5 wins. That's right. He's won a couple of saves to get a couple more wins. This one's hit pretty well to left
hammers
field.
it. Tie ball game. History has repeated itself. It happened on the first night of the season.
1-2 pitch. As Ortega hits this one and does his victory lap around the bases here.
And he knew it as soon as he hit it. Wow. Well, that certainly changes things.
That it does.
As Cassidy Watt steps in and Fernando Rodney opens him up with a strike. Ortega was almost sitting on it.
He was just patiently waiting for his pitch there. And they got all of it.
Rodney delivers, and it's 0-2. Outside edge. And Trevor Bertrand in the last couple innings has been awfully lenient in terms of some of the talk back from the Red Sox.
Yep.
Rodney delivered that low, tried to get him to chase 1-2. Rodney with the look into Bernardo. And Bernardo tells him to take a second.
Yep.
Wow, hard to believe it could happen twice against the same team as Rodney strikes out Cassidy Watt, who again is, now, yeah.
And now he just got tossed.
Yeah, Trevor Bertrand had finally had enough, and
they better go get their catcher.
Cassidy Watt is going to be pressed back towards the Brantford bench.
Well, actually, he's at the first base tonight, but yeah, you don't want to lose him for the weekend here.
No. Savage will step in. We saw earlier on, but Luis Bernardo got himself kind of reset.
Yep.
The last couple innings, the Red Sox had really been going at Trevor Bertrand, and outside of a couple of calls that we have disagreed with, his strike zone has been consistent.
Yes, it has been.
That edge has been there. As this one is lifted into left field, Yolki Pena underneath. And that's 2 away. Pena just he had to make one step to his left.
Yep, but he's waved off Duncan to say, I got it, don't worry.
And it'll be Lucas Veilleux to step in. Jeremy Veilleux, pardon me.
Jeremy Veilleux will be the batter, and the beer batter of the game is still up the bat. But sadly, guys, the beer tent, the feeder has been closed since the 7th. Sorry.
Apologize to Jeremy Veilleux. I defaulted to a Bulldogs draft pick. Too many names.
No. Jeremy, being from Quebec, is actually a Habs fan, just so you know. So.
Well, that
makes it. I don't know if that makes it okay or not, but you know.
Well, it's hard to argue.
Yeah.
You know.
And a huge anime fan. I learned so much talking to him.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
It's funny when I think of the guys from Quebec. It's like, well, would they be Habs fans or Nordiques fans? And now most of these guys aren't even old enough to remember the Quebec Nordiques.
What, the Northern what?
Yeah.
The Stastny brothers, the Lafleurs, everybody else, that call it say in Quebec being full.
Do you remember the names of the Stastny brothers?
Peter, what the heck's the other ones? Yeah, there.
Nate got it.
Nate and Paul, yeah.
Well, then there was Paul and Jan.
Yeah.
the Suns.
Yep. I remember having the OPG cards with a bunch of them on them going, I thought I had the same card. Oh, no, it's a different guy. Okay.
Yeah, I've got, I think I've got all 3 of the rookie cards.
Nice. Somewhere in the basement is the rolled-up sheet of the 86 OPG cards with the Patrick Waugh rookie on it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
You got to get that framed.
Uh-huh. I'm worried when we actually do finally unroll it, it's going to be like, yeah.
Wow. That's a special collectible.
Mm-hmm. It's been through many moves.
Full count. Veilleux swings it foul. I actually, just not long ago, during this hockey season, I got a full 86 OPG set.
Nice. Well, it was like when I was working at the comic book store / baseball card store in town back in high school. It was like, yeah, they had an employee appreciation thing. We pulled the name out of the hat, and here you go. You win. Okay, cool. Thanks.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, mind you, it was like early 90s, so it wasn't worth a lot then, but still. Little did we know back then.
That was when they thought it was the junk wax era until they only made how many of these as Jeremy Veilleux takes the walk down to first base.
Well, back then, that was when OPG started making, OPG, Upper Deck, Fleer, everybody else was on the, you name it, they made a hockey card.
Yep. Donruss,
Score.
Yep.
It was just like, okay, what are you guys all doing in hockey cards?
Yeah, it was a little crazy there at one point.
Yep.
Now,
and certain players, that won't be named at all. Will only sign one specific card.
Yep.
Because that was it. And they thought the other ones was all fake. I'm like, no. They made them, but you just want to sign that one because you got paid by a lot to sign that one.
Exactly. One and one the count to Brody Black. Boy, Rod Black sitting down in the stands just waiting to see if Brody can deliver off of the legend Fernando Rodney.
That one's in the feet. Bernardo keeps that one in front of him.
2-1. Lefebvre is on deck behind Black.
There is somebody getting loose down in the Red Sox bullpen, which makes sense. Pedro de los Santos has worked 4 innings since he took over for Segura. That one goes off Bernardo's glove, but the runner going back already.
Yeah, Bernardo wanted that one high, but wasn't able to get the throwback. As Fernando Rodney now 3-1 to Black. He's got to battle his way back in this at bat. It's a tall pitcher from the look of it down in the Red Sox bullpen.
Yep.
Where's the number starting with a 2? Rodney gets Black swinging through that. Full count.
He's pointing at Rempel to get behind the base here.
Fans chanting for the Little Caesar spear to make an appearance.
Because 14 is not enough.
Black flares it. Duncan charging. It's going to fall. Dominguez couldn't come up with the ball. They're going to be waved around. Dominguez delivers for Bernardo. Not in time. Red Sox take the lead. Veilleux came all the way around.
He was in motion on the pitch because he was going and just kept going. Dominguez unable to field that ball cleanly.
The pitch to Black just died out. And now the Cardinals are going to have some work to do, and this looks exactly like it did at home opener.
Yep.
The Cardinals will now need at least a run in the bottom of the inning.
Now at the plate, the shortstop, number 6, Lucas Lefebvre.
As Lucas Lefebvre steps in.
Final in from London. The Majors win that one 2-1. Maple Leafs are coming back now 8-6 in that contest. That one's in the top of the 8th inning. A 5-run 7th inning for the Maple Leafs.
Oh, Rodney didn't get that call. That's going to run it to 1-1. Luis Bernardo smartly had a quick look back and then stayed into it. Cardinals order comes around to start the 9th. Runners on to second, and it'll be uncontested.
Defensive indifference likely the call as Black takes second base.
Rodney winds and delivers, got him swinging through it. Rodney retires Lefebvre on the strikeout. Had 2 in the inning, but a home run and a mishandle in right field from Carlos Dominguez have led this to a 4-3 game into the bottom of the 9th. And Neil, just like that, the Cardinals on a night where Owen Boone gave them 8 innings of spectacular work, the bats have to pick them up.
That they do here. As you got a new pitcher on the hill here. Number 37 is on the hill for the Red Sox now.
Yeah, the stats say it's Jose De La Cruz.
The former Guelph Royal, the former Kitchener Panther. Was released by the Panthers earlier this season.
Jorge De La Cruz, pardon me. And if you're the Hamilton Cardinals here, you got to have something.
Yep.
This is a night where you've got to pick up Owen Boone. He's not in line for the win at this point, but
nope. He gets a no decision now, but now Rodney's on the hook for the loss potentially.
Yeah, you got to pick up your pitching. So we will see if the Cardinals can do exactly that. Yolki Pena, Nico Kakatos, Brandon Nickel. If anybody reaches, it's Dominguez and Duncan. We'll take another look at Rod Black out in the seats.
Yep.
He just saw Brody come around to score the go-ahead run.
That he did.
That is one proud papa.
That he is.
Who clearly knows something about coaching baseball, the kids.
Well, exactly. Top of the order will have to get some work done here. Out hitting the Red Sox 10-5 here, but it's the Red Sox with the lead, courtesy of the home runs again in this ballpark.
It was Josh Williams on opening night that was the hero in the 9th. He is not available tonight.
No, unfortunately, he's in a different continent right now.
That would certainly make him unavailable. De La Cruz opens up Pena with a strike. I don't think Pena liked it, but he's got to shake it off. You can't be worried about that now.
No, you just got to find a way to put the ball in play here.
And Pena swings through strike 2. Pena will stand in. He's got to be defensive here. Down 0-2 to De La Cruz. De La Cruz sends that one outside, 1-2. Kakatos is on deck. He's got 2 hits in the ball game. Nichols walked and has a hit in behind Pena.
De La Cruz went to Kitchener as part of the Andy Leader deal last year as Pena swings and misses that one.
Ball was
Savage
on the
unable
ground.
to pick it up, throws it down the time though.
And it's one away.
Over to Matt Torres, and it took over at first base for Cassidy Watt, which I'm sure he was ejected after that argument with the plate umpire.
He was.
Designated hitter number 10, Nico Ciccato.
Well, big spot here for Ciccatos and Nickel behind him. Cardinals need base runners.
Pena retired K23 on the official scoring of that play. Ciccatos takes a strike here at his knees on the other half. Does have a double, a run scored, a sac, fly, RBI, and a single tonight. And grounded at 6-3 his last time up.
And now looks at 0-2 as De La Cruz is rolling. De La Cruz 0-2 delivery. Ciccatos fights it off but flares it. It's going to hang, and it's 2 away. Cardinals down to their last out.
It's just a little too much hang time on that fly ball there, if you're a Cardinals fan.
Brandon Nichols steps in.
Number 32, Brandon Nichols.
Cardinals down to their last out now.
And Neil, it just feels like the night that has been plaguing them.
Yep.
Nickel flares this one out foul. 0-1 the count. De La Cruz done a real nice job since coming in.
Oh, misses inside.
And Pedro De Los Santos as well. Just allowed the one earned run. A little bit unconventional from the Red Sox in the pitching department, but it's worked. As Nickel falls behind 1 and 2. De La Cruz absolutely dealing.
That he is. Red Sox might have found their closer.
I would certainly venture that. As he gets Nichols swinging, and the ninth inning comeback spurred by 4 innings of great ball from Pedro De Los Santos stuns the Cardinals as they fall by a 4-3 final on a night when Owen Boone went 8, striking out 13.
Those are the games you have to win in this league, unfortunately, and it's just unfortunate to come on the wrong side of that one in the ninth inning with, you tip your cap to the Red Sox on sticking with it and battling all the way through like they have all year. But it's great to see these guys out there celebrating everything else. But you look at our bench down here, and they got a lot to answer for tonight as far as just not able to find a way to score runs when you out-hit a team.
Yeah, Neil, you look at it, and you got to think at some point, if you're the Cardinals, you got to find ways to manufacture runs. Yeah. And right now, and you see the look on Luis Bernardo's face, and that's exactly what he's got to be thinking.
Yep.
He's a big part of the brain trust, big part of the coaching staff. He's got to be thinking, how do we, with all of this talent, find a way to manufacture more runs on a regular basis?
Yeah. And right now, it's just, maybe we go back to playing small ball. Maybe we stop trying to hit the ball over the fence, put it in the gap here, maybe you force the defense to do something on the infield.
Well, it feels like that's the way they've got to go. They've got to play a little bit smarter ball in terms of get the ball in play, get runners on base, and move some people around. And that's what the Red Sox did tonight. Just the 5 hits, but they made them pay off. 2 home runs.
Yep.
One of them a 2-run shot, one late to tie this ball game, and suddenly it changes everything.
Well, exactly. And, and then the Red Sox, being very aggressive on the base pass, for you going first to home on a 3-2 pitch. So, they're not afraid to take chances either.
No, and the Red Sox, this is a much better team than we saw a year ago.
No question.
This is a much deeper roster, and it's a roster of young guys who are battling, and they're staying in ball games. That's exactly what they did tonight, getting out-hit 10-5, but they made every one of those base runners count. As we go downstairs, Brody Black has the headset on, the man who scored the game-winning run for these Brantford Red Sox. Brody, congratulations on the win. Appreciate you taking the time. What was it like there at the end? Fernando Rodney, a legend, comes into the ball game, and you guys find a way, hitting a home run, and then you with the spectacular base running.
Thank you.
Now, what do you guys have to do to keep this kind of a roll going?
Yeah, it was just a great team win. Just got to keep trusting each other and putting in the hard work.
Your dad was here tonight. Obviously a really smart baseball man and knows how to teach it to young kids. What's it been like growing up with Rod Black, and what's he taught you about playing the game?
He's taught me a lot. Just been a great dad and a great BP thrower as well.
Nice.
How much more fun does it make it to make that last play coming across home plate with him here?
Oh, that was great. That was a great feeling. Doing that ball game. Yeah, it was great.
We've seen the Red Sox struggle over the last few years, and this is an organization that's got a lot of history and a lot of championships won. You guys are really starting to put something together here again to get Brantford fans excited. Are you feeling that? Are you feeling the energy coming back to this program?
Yeah, for sure. I feel the energy. We got a lot of dogs and hardworking guys, so I feel like it's all coming together.
Now, we hope Jeremiah Sucre is okay. Pedro De Los Santos did a great job tonight. And your closer, George De La Cruz, brilliant in the ninth. Congratulations on the win. Head down to the clubhouse and celebrate with your teammates.
Thanks, guys. Thank you.
Brody Black coming across with a game-winning run. Neil, Cardinals need more from their bats.
They definitely do. They're, you're going to have to come back tomorrow night. They Guelph Royals at Hastings Stadium, not a place they're not unfamiliar with winning out there, but it's never an easy place to win in Saturday night. And of course, then you got London here in the afternoon on Sunday at 2:00 too. So it's gonna be gut check time, guys. You gotta own this one tonight, and then you gotta take your lumps, but you gotta shake it off, and you gotta go out tomorrow night and put your best foot forward.
Well, it's the only way they can do it, one game at a time. Too much talent on this team to stay in the doldrums as they get into July and August. They got to pick it up. They'll start tomorrow night, be back here Sunday with Neil and Matt up top. For now, Reed Duthie, Neil Sriwastawa, Friday Night Baseball on Cable 14.
Senior Help Wanted sign.